We are here for the third session of the day, first day, post-lunch. May I have your kind attention, please? We start our session with 3 Omkars. Hari Om. This session we start with our Padya. I request the team to come forward for the same.
आह्वान है ज्योतिना किया मातृभूमि पूजनासया या प्रकाश साधने सया आह्वान है ज्योतिना किया मातृभूमि पूजनासया या प्रकाश साधने सया भूमि ही महान धर्मधारिणी तत्वरत्न वैजयंती शोभिनी अभयदायिनी अनयवारिणी रुद्र ही सौम्य ही स्नेहदा सगुणमूर्त आदिशक्ति मोहिनी चिरयशस्विनी ही प्राणवाहिनी पूजनी सवंदिन्यासया आह्वान है ज्योतिना किया मातृभूमि पूजनासया या प्रकाश साधने सया ध्येय सूर्यना कधीही मावळो ही अफाट नभवरून कोसळो कंटकातुनी वाकुलातुनी मार्ग शोधुनी आक्रमू आक्रमू कधी न त्राण पावला तले गळो कधी न धैर्य अंतरातले हास्य उमलवून या आह्वान हे ज्योतिना किया मातृभूमि पूजनासया या प्रकाश साधने सया या प्रकाश साधने सया या प्रकाश साधने सया
I'm sure this session is going to be very interesting on the topic enhancement of various fitness components through Ayurveda by Vaidya Mangesh Deshpande, Madam Mariam and Vaidya Sharvari Inamdar. I would now request my co-host Dr. Rajiv to come forward for a foreword.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. भोजन पश्चात सहस्र आपल्या या सत्रात स्वागत. Post lunch, I welcome you all. Enhancement, what we did with our voice, enhancement of various fitness components through Ayurveda. The human body was designed to move as evident by 360 joints in human skeleton system, and exercise is a critical to maintaining optimum health. When engaged appropriately and according to one's individual's need, exercise can be potent catalyst for improved health. You having a body and using a body, two different things, and that is what probably they are going to teach us or decode for us. Today's first anchor, Vaidya Mahesh Patil. He is the person who has made me stand here, because few years back I had a slip disc while playing table tennis, and with 100% faith on him, his chikitsa, Basti chikitsa, Agni Karma, Jalauka, and then I am fit, going to Girnar and moving everywhere. Thank you, Mahesh ji. Vaidya Mahesh Patil, MD Ayurveda, MA Sanskrit, specialized in sports medicine, Kalari Chikitsa, consultant partner at Tanman Ayurveda. He is yearly visiting consultant to Spain. Our second anchor of the program, also Mahesh Deshpande. See the dominance of Mahesh ji on today's day also and this session also. The Mahashivratri and both the Maheshas are here on the dais. Let us welcome Dr. Mahesh Deshpande, BSc Maths, B.Ed Physical Education, M.Ed Physical Education. He is working as Associate Professor at Agache College, visiting member, National Council for Teachers Education. 6 research students are working under him, editor of Olympic Jnanakosh Khanda, 3rd edition, and organized International Symposium on Physical Education as convener. I request both the Maheshjis to take charge of the session. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, my dear friend, Dr. Nagarkar. उत्कृष्ट भोजनानंतर आता बौद्धिक मेजवानीची वेळ झाली आहे आणि आय एम शुअर यू ऑल आर गोइंग टू एन्जॉय टुडेज सेशन. I am here in front of you to introduce our elite panelists. And I am really happy, I feel fortunate to introduce 3 legends who are just sitting among us and who are going to share their wisdom, their knowledge with us today. So to start with, my dear friend Dr. Mangesh Deshpande, he is MD Sharirachana. He has done fellowship in sports rehabilitation, fellowship in orthopedic rehabilitation. He is one of few Ayurveda doctors who has selected to work in specialty branch like orthopedic. So spine injuries, joint injuries, muscle ligament injuries. He has really a very good hand, I must say. He is director of AYURVEDA Hospital, Dombivli, proprietor of Vedanga Ayurveda and Panchakarma Clinic, Dombivli. He is Dean of AYURVEDA Hospital fellowship courses which are affiliated to MUHS. He has been awarded with Bishak Varya in 2013, doctor of that particular year in Dombivli. He was also very much appreciated by Rotary Club of Dombivli, awards on National Doctors Day 2010. He was awarded as an Ayurvedic physician 2022 from Sandu Pharmaceuticals. He has experience of nearly 18 years, and as I said, as I mentioned, special interest in bone, joint and spine disorders. He has been conducting workshop on various Ayurveda topics. He has been speaker and invitee in many national and international symposiums, Pan-India, USA, Thailand. So I'm really happy to welcome Dr. Mangesh. Thank you for being here. Okay. So next, Next, our panelist, the very dynamic Dr. Sharvari Namdar. She is also MD Swastharutta. She's lecturer in Ayurveda College. Yes. She's four times she's awarded as the strongest woman of Maharashtra. And you will see that, you will experience that once you start talking. She's Asian powerlifting champion. She bagged 5 gold medals in 57 kilo open women category in Istanbul. She has been a national record holder, multiple times national powerlifting champion. In her professional life, she is Ayurvedic physician and nutrition consultant. She's working in Pune, in our Pune. Founder of strength training studio, Code Breaker. She's expert in the field of strength gain and fat loss for athletes and weight category bound games. And she's going to share her experience in this topic today. She's been on different radio, TV shows, news and newspapers. She's Bharatnatyam learner also, IV trekker, Pune Goa bicycle ride, 10K fire brigade marathon winner, 21 kilometer Pune marathon runner up in the past. And the most important, with all these activities, she is a proud mother of 2 teenagers also. So special applause. Now it's time to welcome our international delegate, a very special delegate, I must say. Mariam Goulot, French. She's from France. Right now she's staying in Spain. Please welcome, please give a big hand. Yes. She's professional athlete for last 20 years. Okay. In multi-sport career, rowing, adventure races, MTB, triathlon, obstacle races. She has been world champion for three times. Actually, she has such a long CV, such a long biodata. I have made it very, very short. But her words, once we start discussing with her, you will know why we have invited her today here. Because she's living example of how an athlete of her stature can live with good principles of life, good principles in diet management, good principles of fitness management. And how this elite athlete can follow even Ayurveda principles. She is going to explain it for us. As far as Spartan obstacle races, she is part of French national team, the only woman to race to win the $1 million challenge, competing 3 different formats, World Championship in 1 month. In 2019 World Championship, she was 3rd. In 2019 European Championship, individual and as well as team, she was 2nd. In 2018, she was ranked number 1 in the world. Adventure races are concerned, 2 times she is world champion of adventure races. 2011, 2013, she was world champion. Many victories in World Cup at adventure races, right from 2010 to 2019, which have occurred in Ecuador, France, Spain, USA, China, Australia, and the list goes on. I had to cut it down actually. In 2016, World Championship of Multisport, she stood 2nd. As far as Xterra triathlon competitions, have you heard about Xterra triathlon competitions? Very competitive. She will herself explain that. She was part of French national team in 2015, 2016, 2017. She was first in 2015 Malaysia ACF Pacific Championship. She was first in 2009 Winter European Championship. In 2009, she was fourth in World Championship. As far as rowing is concerned, since childhood, she is part of French national team. Okay, so after just watching this, you might have imagined that she's just doing sports and not doing anything else. Of course, she's pro athlete, she's professional athlete. But as far as studies are concerned, you will see that she has sports science and physiology master degree. She was doing PhD in EIH. and she is still pursuing it, I suppose. Yes. Dietetic and nutrition bachelor degree. She is a natural lifestyle coach. She is raw vegan diet coach. She is fasting coach and Thai massage therapist. She will explain that afterward. Okay, when we were eating, she was eating fruits only. So the way she fasts, she'll explain afterward. She has right now Raw Adventure Center in a Spanish island. She is self-sufficient living place designer also, permaculture and fruit forest designer. This is something very different which I heard about. She's passionate about living beings, doing many experiences on herself. She is staunch believer and follower of two Ayurveda principles. There are many Ayurveda principles that she follows. I found it. That's why she is here. These two principles, first is Langana, fasting techniques, and second is Shodhana, detoxification therapies. How? That we will see. And I'm especially happy to welcome our chairperson, our Guruji today, Dr. Utkrant Kurlekar sir. Sir, thank you very much for sharing your time with us today. He is MBBS MS, General Surgeon, specialty obesity surgery, onco surgery. He is honorary consultant at Dinanath Mangeshkar Hospital, Pune. He has been trained in various parts of the world, like Japan, USA, Singapore. He has 15 years of experience, teaching experience, with specialized expertise like surgical oncology, endoscopy, and laparoscopic surgery, and bariatric surgery. Sir, thank you very much, sir, for being here. Thank you. Okay, so today's topic, as we all know, that fitness components, how to enhance components with the help of Ayurveda. For that, we should know what are fitness components. As even many Ayurveda doctors, they have like less, about this area. So within 2 minutes, 3 minutes, I'm going to explain you, I'm going to run the slides just to tell you on which topic we are going to discuss. Okay? Approximate 10 slides will be there. So first is CV endurance, that most of the time we talk about cardiovascular endurance. This is something ability of heart and lung, okay, to work together, that we know. Okay. Muscular strength, the force exerted by a muscle or muscle group during a single maximum contraction. Whatever you can do with your muscles one time, that is muscular strength. How many times you can do the same action, that is muscle endurance. Flexibility, as you know, the ability to move a joint through a range of movement. Body composition, the relative percentage of muscle, fat, and bone. So we are going to discuss more prominently these components, because these components which I mentioned, CV endurance, muscle strength, muscle endurance, flexibility, and body composition, these are called health-related fitness components. Okay, these are most important. And the next one are like skill-related components. We will just mention it. Agility, the ability to quickly and precisely change body positions and direction. Balance, as we know, the ability to retain the center of mass over the base of support. Coordination, the ability to perform smooth and precise motor tasks consisting of multiple elements. Reaction time will be the time taken to initiate response to a given stimulus. Like you might have seen, no, like a filter waiting in first sleep, the reaction time should be very, very less. So last one is a power, the ability to produce strength. So we are going to discuss these components with our elite panelists today. Thank you for your patience. And the last one is speed. The speed sometimes is considered under health-related components. Sometimes it is mentioned in the skill-related. That is another topic of, we'll discuss it sometime, whenever we get time. So now we go ahead with our discussion.
One minute. No. Okay. Good afternoon. First of all, I'm very thankful to Jnana Prabodhini, Devulekar sir, his whole team, Ayurved Manch and Ayush Mantralay for giving us opportunity to organize this conference, and Akashi College is also part of it. So I'm going to represent sports and physical education field. I'm not expert in Ayurveda, but I'm going to ask them some questions which are some requirements are there in sports and how Ayurveda can help for that. So I will see one small video. Video, please. Okay, I'm going to ask about how to boost our fitness. How Ayurveda will help in during training. How Ayurveda can help in enhancing sports performance. There is a recovery is very big part in it. So how it will help for recovery. There are some injuries occur in sports many a times. So how it will help injury management and rehabilitation. So those are what areas I'm going to ask. चालू होत नाही का? So this is one of the video about one international bodybuilder, how they abuse. This is Ronnie Coleman, the world champion more than 7 times. And he is suffering with many problems because he abused a lot. आवाज नाही का? This is what is the training goes at international level. I just wanted to show that, and that is why I brought this video. In Sanskrit we call it Aghori. Yes, it's Aghori. Okay, thank you. So my first question is to Dr. Sharwari. You practice with some athletes. You give your opinion about how to improve performance and how Ayurveda will help improving performance.
Namaskar. First of all, I am very grateful that I am part of such a wonderful event. I am a past student of Jnana Prabodhini itself, and my younger brother is from Kridakul, and he has been multiple times national and world champion in Yogasana, sport of Yogasana. So I guess I didn't know at the time when I was in school that I have a capacity to do some competitive sport. But when I studied and started as an Ayurveda practitioner and got some time from my family, I got to know that Ayurveda has already mentioned a lot of things regarding sports which we can implement practically in our lives. And if we want to or dream to become a competitive athlete, it's possible for every individual. And I am saying individual because every person has different body and mind of their own. It is not belong to their parents, their kids or their husbands. It is of their own. And there are some people who are genetically blessed. I can say the percentage is in front of us, roughly about 25 people out of 100 are very good at metabolizing everything they eat and perform well. So I am talking about them, how they can enhance their performance, and the rest 75 of like us who want to do something but they don't have any vision how to implement it. So first of all, pardon me, but I don't consider bodybuilding as a sport and drug abuse as a way to enhance the performance. So I might contradict some of you, and I beg your pardon for that. But let me focus on what I am here to say today. I'll use the principle of Ayurveda as Shastram Drushti Prakashartham Darshanam Buddhiratmanaha. Textbooks are there to present all the knowledge in the world, but here with our vision and practical experience, we dictate what we should take out of it. So, the first concept that enhances the component of fitness is Ahar, Vihar, Vichar and Vyayam. So, all these topics are going to be discussed in different sessions, so I won't touch all of them, but want to tell you all that as Medha Devekar ma'am said earlier, Asthi Sar and Mamsa Sar people are predominantly there in sport. So that is what is we are going to see in detail as strength and body composition part of the fitness area. So every athlete's dream is they want to get stronger and healthier in their joints and muscles and bone density, and that we can obviously improve by implementing the basic principles of Ayurveda.
Ma'am, I would like to ask you, athletes, when they do training, so it's very hard training. It's about more than 4 hours a day. So they are mostly in anabolic state. So how Ayurveda will help them to recover from that? And again, he will be ready for next day sessions. So that is very important, because during training, for spending 4 hours intensive training is very difficult. It's not so easy. So how Ayurveda will help in that manner?
So I come across many athletes who are into multiple sports. So they just don't train for 4 hours, but more than that. Like 4 hours in the morning, 4 hours in the afternoon, almost 12 hours a day. And that is possible not only to the genetic freaks, but a common person who want to excel in their sport. So they are in the state of catabolism when they train, and to improve their anabolism, we have to look at the basic principles. Like one can survive sleeping 5 hours a day, but an athlete needs to sleep at least 9 hours of night sleep. Like you are waking early up in the morning for your swimming practice, and you are weight training in the evening, and then you don't find time to sleep, so you have to enhance that. Then your abhyanga and massage will help with your tissue, but the most important part is balavardhak dravya, like mamsam balavardhananam kukkuto balyanam. So Ayurveda doesn't propagate veganism or vegetarianism at all. And class 1 protein for human beings always comes from animal source, because we are not rabbits or deers. So that is the most neglected part, because many athletes, those come to me, they are malnourished, and I don't have to go to remote places to see the examples. And so they are under recovered, and they are fatigued and they cannot perform better. But also, there is such thing called as autophagy, which is propagated because of fasting. So yes, fasting is needed to get a good quality recovery, sound sleep, and the thought process which goes behind into the training. Thank you.
One more question about when they go for sports performance. So are there any dravya or rasayana in Ayurveda which will help them for boosting their performance? Like not like drugs or not like doping, but which are, as Rahi said, that there are some drugs which are not allowed.
Yes.
WADA, they have banned it.
Yes, yes.
So what are those, some rasayanas or some dravyas?
Okay. So some basic Rasayan Vajikaran Aushadhi from Ayurveda itself, they are very helpful to boost performance, but they also contain some naturally occurring steroids. So some Ayurvedic remedies are very useful in enhancing the performance, but we cannot use them VADA affiliated sports. But let me assure you that simple Ghrita part, Ahariya Dravya, which are there to improve your energy system, is very important when we look at, because I have my own production of Ayurveda drugs also, Ahara Ayurveda company. So I can propagate that over here, but I won't go for Aushad itself in the first place, because Ahar, Nidra and Vyayam are the basic parts, and Aushad works on top of that. So according to athlete's Prakruti and the problem he is facing, we can give him some wonderful remedies with which he can see the visual performance enhancement in his or her sport.
Thank you, madam, for your wonderful answer. My question and my doubt to you is, you are specialized in strength training and
Yes, sir.
body composition.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let us come to that topic. When Ayurvediya people, we think of body composition is like Vibhakta Gana Gata Vam. So Vyayamat Upajayate, but other factors which are the end products of Vyayam are Laghavam, Karma Samarthyam. Karma Samarthya is nothing but strengthening, isn't it? Along with that, Medasaksha is there, which you are always, which you look for when it comes to body composition. There is Diptagni, that is the additional benefit, okay, which we get with the routine Vyayama. Do you take care or do you think of Agni when you plan some treatments, when you plan some, training program for strength part or body composition part? Because that usually we find in day-to-day practice that everybody wants to eat something, have something, okay, without knowing their own digestion system, without knowing their Agni, and that leads to some complications. And that's our everyday experience. So, of course, Mariam will throw light on this topic. She's really good at this. But before that, I would like you to comment on Ayurveda perspective. Thank you.
So very nice questions, and I'll avoid to talk on this topic for normal people, like who are our patients. But for athletes, I've observed that they have already good metabolism, Agni as we call it, other than like normal population. But athletes of marathon, athletes of endurance sport also face the problem of not being able to get rid of body fat. Like बड़ी तोंद होती है, 42 किलोमीटर की रेस भी दौड़ते हैं लेकिन जाते नहीं हैं. So they are metabolically not healthy. So that's what I said. You have to look into your own body composition and how your body is reacting to exercise and the food you are taking and the stress you are getting in your life. So the concept is people who are metabolically healthy are very good at metabolizing rice, roti, sabji, chawal as we say it. But people who are not, they find it difficult to metabolize all those things which they take in that quantity. So you can never outrun a diet which is not suitable for your own body. And there is a concept of Sukshma Agni, Dhatvagni, which gives you that body composition. And when Meda Dhatu Chayapachay is not correct, your bones and your muscles, both the dhatus which are aside, they are malnourished. That's why you take control. You have to take control of that Dhatvagni through the diet you need to recover, diet you need to have strong bones and muscles, and that won't hamper your flexibility. So people have that misconception of like you'll get stiff if you train with weight. And Ayurveda propagates weight training because in Swastha Vyakti they say that Charakacharya sama mausa pramanastu sama samhanano naraha drudendriyo vikaranam na balena bhibu kshutpipasa vyayama samsaha. So what is trying to say is mausa dhatu is integral part of showing your health In person, when you see a athlete, what you see other than normal people, they look fit because they might be facing some issues which can be corrected by Ayurvedic treatment, but once when you need to know that you can attain muscle and bone strength, even though if you are not asthisar and mausasar, and that's why you need to train with weights also to get stronger. And it is not a koshtha vayam. It is a koshtha vayam, it is not a shakha vayam. It strengthens your core. So it's a natural performance booster. Every athlete of every sports needs to lift against gravity to strengthen their bones and muscles. So that's my take on it.
You have certain plans for particular athlete, considering his or her constitution, isn't it?
Yes.
And accordingly, you plan a special program,
Yeah.
which includes exercise, which includes ahara,
Yeah.
which include and
to
dravya, aushadha.
yeah to get recovery from the workout you are having, you need to have a basal programming, exercise programming. Otherwise you are going into the field and you are maxing out every day, and your body will never perform optimally when you are actually competing. So you have to take care
Thank
of
you.
and maintain that schedule of programming.
Thank you, Dr. Sharvari. With the same question, we'll come to Mariam now, because she's Sevi cardiovascular endurance specialist, I must say. Okay, VO2 max specialist, we call her. Okay. So, can you please explain how did you train in the past? How are you training now? And what are the changes that you feel like 10 years back, 15 years back? Because you have been training since 20 years, 20 last years, since your childhood, more than that, isn't it? And what changes that you found, and what are the adaptations that you have done in your training program? Because now we are focusing more on CV endurance, more on muscle and muscular endurance, but primarily CV endurance. Please.
First, thank you a lot to welcome me on this stage, because I'm from Western tradition, and so it's very interesting to compare the two traditions about Ayurvedic and Western.
We have to come together anyhow,
Yeah.
Mariam. Yeah.
So for me, first thing is very important to know. It's when you are doing exercise at the top level, you are not. It's very complicated to be healthy in the same time, because it asks a lot to body and you push too hard, and that's why we show this movie and shows the problematic after your long career. So I was in this situation because it's more than 25 years I'm training at high level, and the 10 first years I was training like crazy. So I was training like we say 12 hours per day, and I have only half day of week of recovery. So it was this kind of training, and I start to struggle. So I decide to give up on this kind of training, because even if I was performant, I was sure it would damage my body. So I jump another kind of training to be focused more on the quality of the training, and to have less training but more recovery, to be very efficient during your special training. Because when you want to improve your performance, you have to go up your maximum level, and to be able to go up to this maximum level, you have to take all the energy from your body, your muscle, but all your nervous system. So it asks a lot of energy to your body. So it's very important to be very well recovered. So like she said, I need to have a lot of sleeping to be sure to be performant during my training, my specific training.
So you take care of your sleep, right?
Yeah, just
in your day-to-day lifestyle when you train.
Yeah, the sleeping and the recovery part.
Recovery part, how do you manage recovery part? How do you recover yourself from the hard training? Because, like we have already discussed, this hard training and soft training, let's say.
Yeah.
Okay, so how do you schedule it so that there is a good recovery and you again get ready for the next training session.
So we are going straight to the,
Yes,
the
yes, yes.
main point.
Yes,
It's at this moment I decide to change my diet because I have like quite a normal diet. Even it was, I think, nearly the Ayurvedic diet. But when I really, I did my research and I really was looking how my body was working, and I understand my cells need something, and it need minerals, it need electricity, it need good quality of food to be very efficient and to recover faster. So that's why I changed and I start to be a fruitarian and eating a lot, only fruits. So it changed a lot of my day life because I could race more and be more performant and have less injury on my body.
We have a different session, panel discussion altogether
Yeah, yeah,
for diet part. So now we will skip that part and we'll again come to your
recovery.
day-to-day routine.
Yeah.
Because I know like you follow nature more than sometime some of us. Like you follow sun, you follow moon, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Please explain. Yeah.
Yeah, so I was checking about how the cells was working, but how the human should be in the planet. So I started to really realize we have to be really connect with the nature and to be more aware about what we have around. So the sun is the first energy we can get for our body. So I start to to be more focused on the sun, to be more focused on the earth, so to be more connected. So it means to, because we are human and now we are not connected anymore with the earth because we wear shoes all the day. So I start to walk barefoot all the day, to work on the garden, to be very in contact with the nature, to get the energy from the tree, from the earth, from everything. So this also helped me a lot. And like I sent you the study about the grounding, so it's the same during my sleep. I'm sleeping with a special sheet. It's going to be connect with the earth, so it helped me to release the inflammation inside my body.
Thank you.
You have done so much of training throughout your life. So when you were at the top, your performance, did you require any other help? Like, yes, obviously you must have concentrated on your diet, on your psychological part, and so many other things. But there are some athletes, they do very tremendous, different kind of methods they use for performances. Like there is doping is also one part of that, and medication, they take support of that. So did you take any support of like that, and then you shifted to Ayurveda?
I know exactly what's going on in the world of top athlete. It's a tricky, tricky situation for many athletes because they are going, I think, in the wrong direction. So on my part, I'm lucky one because I was a rower, and before, when I started, he had a lot of scandal in this sport. It was a sport where all the athletes, they were under drug. So when I started my career, it was at 13 years old. I was used to be controlled every week, and they were very strict. So we have no medication, nothing. So at this moment, I didn't know I was so lucky to be in this sport because, in fact, I was super protected. So after I built my career with this spirit to be to go only on the natural way. So me, I never take pills, nothing, only something from the nature, so some plants. So
Now you're taking help of Ayurveda.
Yeah, it's Ayurveda. It's working with the plants. So we should work with the plants because we are from the nature. So yeah.
Before going to Dr. Mangesh, one question to Sharvari ma'am. As we were talking about strength, so this athlete of bodybuilding and powerlifting and weightlifting, they need different kind of strength. Like bodybuilders, they don't have that much strength like what weightlifters and powerlifters have. their growth is sarcoplasmic growth in bodybuilders, so they get hypertrophy. But in weight trainers, weightlifters and power lifters, the case is different. So they do different kind of practices for that. Like sarcoplasmic, as in the morning, doctor that vice chancellor, ex-vice chancellor, he said, there's a 70% water in our muscle. So what they do, these bodybuilders, they try to, reduce the amount of water from their muscle, so their muscle get that definition. So what about if that practice is there, that it's not doping or something, it's a different kind of practice. So is there some other kind of kriyas or some practice in Ayurveda which will help athletes in that manner?
Thank you so much, sir, for such a wonderful question. So let me start with the sentence that strength is never a weakness for any athlete. Strength is going to be strength. In every sport he is going to pursue. So to improve strength and increase your capacity to build workload, it's going to be dependent on the kind of strength training you do. So the sarcoplasmic hypertrophy kind of training you are talking about, that happens mainly because of they are on anabolics and they do more repetitions with lighter weights. Yeah, but when a natural athlete does more repetitions with lighter weights, they only get aches and pains, like especially of their joints.
So there is importance of Prakriti. You can
like not. I cannot say that it is related to Prakriti itself directly, but
training.
it's related to training itself. So not only in muscles, in nature, like we live on planet Earth, so we are 75% of water. So that is no wonder in that. But the malpractices of peeing water through your urine by medications is not needed to look lean and look muscular. So the sarcoplasmic is never beneficial for any sport. You'll become bulky, huge, and you'll be not able to carry your own body weight. So whenever it comes to performance, if you try to improve your strength and not your size, it will help you with your sport. And that can be achieved by programmed exercise, strength training exercises.
My question is not about that. My question was about they do this wrong practice. We can say that it's not a good practice. But for removing such kind of practice, can we have some help of yoga in what way?
Yes, that's what I said. Like as Rahi said earlier, every sports person has different sessions and their skill sport keeping their skill sport at the center. So they do yogasanas, they do pranayam, they do meditation, they do, core strength, they do gymming, they do like core movements and improve their strength. But there are some athletes who are into the category of skinny fat. Like when you look at them, they look thin, but their bones and muscles are not stronger. So there we can improve their strength via looking into their body, like so many body composition scans are available. You just make them stand on the scan and see what body percentages they have. So like 8 to 20% for women and 5 to 15% for men. But male athletes, I have seen Kho-Kho players around 9% body fat even after eating lot of roti and chapati. But they lack strength because they are not having the right kind of diet and exercise, like fitness component enhancement exercise. So we are talking about speed, agility, and quickness and strength. That component comes from that change of body composition. And it happens when you train accordingly. So volume training which aches your joints and like muscles is not needed, because if you can program along the concept of RP comes into the picture, because Ardha Shaktya Nishe Vestu Balibhi Snigdha Bhojvi. Like your diet is rich in the nutrients you need to do Vayam, and Ardha Shakti means some girl from the audience can say that what I do is Ati Vyayam, but that is not Ati for me, because I am training with concept of RP, rate of perceived exertion. I don't train to failure ever, and that is not needed to gain strength. That is what I meant to say.
So that was my next question actually. How do you define Ardha Shakti? Yes, yes.
You were talking about strength training and body composition and how your muscle mass develops and things like that. So I just want to ask you, is there a difference? I know that there are different types of skeletal muscles, and sometimes for professional athletes they do muscle biopsies to know whether you are a long distance runner or whether you are a sprinter, what your body is made of. But there are many people who do I have a friend of mine who has run 60 marathons in 60 days, Ashish Kasodikar, or they do 251 kilometers in 3 days across temperatures in US. So is their strength training different? Is their body composition different? And how a common marathoner like me can achieve that?
So it's a really nice question, sir. And first of all, let me tell you that endurance always comes naturally to human beings. They are made for endurance. So almost everyone, when he or she gets a hit of that dopamine and endorphin, they just love running and going through endurance sports. But when it comes to strength training, not everybody is needed to train like a power lifter, but yes, every athlete needs to go through some kind of, otherwise, you know it, sir, your knees, say that, haath upar kar dete hain, your ligaments start crying, and then you face different injuries. So even though you are a long distance runner or endurance athlete, yes, some kind of strength training and resistance training is needed. And the rep range and the quality and the type of exercises may differ, but yes, it is needed. And you can improve your performance of endurance training via strength training.
No, I understand that strength training is required for any kind of exercise, but I want to specifically ask, what is there different for those who do it for at a stretch running 251 kilometers, or somebody I heard.
You are talking about ultra marathons.
Yeah, ultra marathons, but
So-
not ultra marathons as in just 50 kilometers or 90 kilometers.
More than that,
Yeah.
superhuman performances.
Yes. So is their body composition different? Is there
So you can
muscle mass
manipulate, you can manipulate your body composition according to the need of your sport. Like every person who weighs like approximately take 100 as a figure, you almost minimum have 10% of body fat, every human being at least. Okay, so 10 into 1 gram of fat is 9 kilocalories. Yeah, so 10,000 calories over there. So with the minimum fat percentage, your muscles, you activate them and you use your own body fat as the source of energy so that your muscles won't build up lactic acid. That's the principle of it. You change your energy system entirely. You don't need to burn glucose or carbs for energy. You use external ahariya snigdhata and fat of your own body for your energy. That is also a change of body composition and energy system for your sport. It is called a sport specific requirement according to your nutrition, your recovery and your body composition.
So that was the question, his question, like that sport specific, do you have any sport specific or target specific Ayurvedic protocol?
Yes, sir.
And do you use certain therapies, certain treatments, certain like medicines according to the category of sport or demand of the sport?
Okay, so let me give you an example. If the athlete is young athlete of 10 years and he has a belly pouch and his mother comes to you that he is getting frequent cough and cold sneezes, and he is a swimmer and he is not able to reduce his belly fat, though she is making him run 5 kilometers per day, and she is complaining of he is not gaining his height. So here the individual specificity and sport specificity comes into the picture. So his mother is a patient of hypothyroid, his father is suffering from BP and some heart blockages. So he has a family history, and it helps that you are an Ayurveda physician. You know what the prakriti of sport is, prakriti of athlete is, and now you can see the components you should according to his family history, his metabolism, and his performance. So he has won 2 golds and a best swimmer trophy in the latest CBSE games. So it happens. And these are the cases like I come across every day.
Thank you very much for your wonderful answer. Now let's go to Dr. Mangesh. He's waiting since long. Dr. Mangesh, when we talk about this fitness components, the major hurdle is overuse injury. Okay. So, and as we discuss and as in the morning session also, we have heard that every game, every sport has its own prakriti again. Okay. So there are possibilities. That's why swimmer would have like shoulder impingement. Okay, there will be lateral epicondylitis like tennis elbow for tennis player. There is a possibility because this is again a prakriti of that particular game. And again demand. So can we have certain Ayurveda protocol and what do you practice? Like so that you know this is the athlete and he's performing in this way, he's practicing, he's training in this much fashion. So you prepare something so that that athlete doesn't end up into having overuse injury, because that's a nightmare for every athlete. Injury is a nightmare. Okay, and nobody wants to end up into having any injury. Okay, so can we think in that way and we have certain protocol, certain treatments? It may be like internal, like you can select certain like medicines internally or certain therapies outside. So your thoughts on that, please.
Thank you very much. Jnanaprabodhini, Agashe College and Ayurveda Vyaspeeth. So let us talk mainly on injuries first. So there are 5-6 main components related to it. It is related to ligaments, tendons, bursa, bones and muscles. Mainly these are some basic components related to it. And Ayurveda thinks in 2 ways. First is functional unit, that is Vata Pitta Kapha. These are 3 dosh. And there are some anatomical things like that is known as dhatu, rasa rakta, maus, med, asthi, majja, shukra. So, say let us talk about injuries related to ligaments and tendons. These are mainly related to say flexibility and agility. If we are getting continuous ligament related injuries, then there are 3 types of injuries: acute, subacute and chronic. In acute injuries also, Ayurveda plays an important role. There are some type of parishek, that is dhara is there for specific ligament injuries, which can immediately reduces the swelling and enhances the activity of healing within 3 to 5 days. That is first thing. Related to tendons, tendon has a very rich blood supply against gravity. If you are pulling your say any joint and you are getting pain, it is mainly related to tendons. If you are having tendon related problems, say like Sachin Tendulkar was having tennis elbow, or there are many examples like that. But if it is tendon related problem, there are so many lay external applications are there. So there are some parasurgical different procedures also, like Viddha Karma and Agni Karma, which immediately gives relief to the patient, and and the sports person can perform immediately in his on his ground for playing or for that particular moment. In subacute and chronic stage, chronic injuries, there are some types of bandages, some types of local applications, and along with that, there are some oral medications also. In this particular in this particular type of injuries, we consider Rakta Dhatu as the main Dhatu of Dushti. In that case, Shleshma Shonita Vibandha Hara. Shleshma is Kapha, Shonita is Rakta, and Vibandha is obstruction. To reduce that to reduce the obstruction in the blood, which is mainly because of Kapha, we use Guduchi, Tinospora cordifolia very effectively For agility and other purposes, we use rasona, kshirapak. Rason is garlic and kshira is milk. So milk is cooked with garlic and then it is given for specifically for sports person to enhance their stamina also and to reduce injuries also and make healing activity faster. So these are main two things we use. For tendon and ligaments are mainly rakta and meda upadhatu. So accordingly, we use the medicines related to ligament and tendon injuries. For muscle injuries, at rest, skeletal muscles are having only 5 or 6 ml per 100 gram blood supply. But for extreme exercisers, it goes up to 80 ml to 100 ml also. If there is any obstruction related to blood supply or if there is spasm to the particular artery, then we use vacha as the drug and that works wonder in case of obstructive pathologies related to vessels, vasculitis or other related pathologies related to blood vessels. So there are n number of herbs, there are n number of mineral based medicines also like abrak, suvarna that can be used in these cases. These are shaman medicines, oral medications. There are shodhan medications also like panchakarma. In that case, we effectively use tikta kshira basti. Tikta is kadu, but that is bitter, na? Bitter in taste. Kshira is milk. So some bitter medicines are cooked with milk and we administer it through rectum. This is just route of administration which gives strength to bones and to bone marrow also. And that increases your stamina within a span of 6 to 8 weeks. But the patient should be of nirama avastha. Am is metabolic waste product and there are 4-5 things related to am. Am is of say dushta rasaja or malasanchayjanya or leena doshaj. In case of excessive protein taking, leena doshaj am is there in sports person. So for that you have to take an advice of Vaidya to demolish that particular leena doshaj am, that is leena doshaj metabolic waste product, and then you can use tiktakshir basti for 6 to 8 weeks and your stamina increases from 8 to 10%. So these are some oral medicines plus tiktakshir basti is one of the best procedure to enhance the stamina. And one more thing related to balance, one point was there related to balance. So Nasya works wonder in case of balance. You have to administer a different type of oils as in both the nostrils after say bath at night, or there are 6 to 7 different times. You ask any of your Vaidya and start administering Nasya for better balancing. It gives better coverage to neurological things also. So there are lots of things we can do in Ayurvedic practice for sports persons, for immediate as an immediate therapy in acute injuries, in chronic injuries and in subacute things also. There are only 8 to 10% of the cases in orthopedics which are related mainly to surgeries related to sports injuries I am talking about. In meniscus injuries also, if it is first and second degree, there are 6-7 types of meniscus injuries. So in 1 or 2 types of meniscus injuries, we can use different techniques of bandages plus avgaha, etc. to give good results in acute stages also. So thank you very much. This is related to this is just an eye opener related to injuries. There are so many things we can discuss too.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
so you mean that usually we see athlete in three phases. Okay, one in training, during training. Second is like during competition, and third is recovery period, like afterward. Okay, so you want to say that in all these three phases we can utilize Ayurveda medicines, Ayurveda therapies, Ayurveda philosophy, isn't it? Yeah, this is what you want to mean.
Yes,
right?
yes, definitely.
Okay.
Rasayan is the third part.
Exactly.
We use it in chronic disorders also, chronic injuries also.
Okay.
We always say that prevention is better than cure. So, are there any protocols or some methods for preventing injuries in sports and during training?
To prevent the injuries you are
He
talking
wants to
about.
ask like whether you plan something, like for example, if an athlete in a training phase comes to you, like you plan abhyangam, you plan, so you suggest some certain nasyas, you plan some bastis, do you?
One can strengthen these body components. First is ligament related things. In ligaments and tendons, we can use abhyanga as a better tool. For along with abhyanga, one must use Svedan also. That is Mardavkar. It softens your soft tissues. So that is the main thing. The another thing is basti. Different types of bastis are very much useful in these cases for prevention aspect also. And there are some Rasayan medicines. Say a very common medicine that is say Chavanprash, that is used for Balanam Angavardhanam. So it is used for muscle strength to increase the muscle strength of a particular person. So, but you have to check it out. How to consume Chavanprash is also very important. You cannot consume it along with milk, and you cannot always listen to Amitabh Bachchan. And along with milk, you should not take it. You should listen to your Ayurvedic Vaidya, your Ayurvedic consultant, and then you can start consuming it in Niramavastha. And another point I told you, that garlic based milk, that is Rasonak Shirapak, we use it very effectively in many conditions, in many Vata related conditions, in many bone joint spine specific conditions, and these are all for preventive aspect we can use. But for organizers, I would like to tell you all, I would rather request you, if we want to go ahead in a mainstream, then we have to take a chance to heal injuries. We have to work for injuries also. If we are working for say moderate or severe injuries, then Ayurveda will be of utmost importance.
Thank you, sir. One important point here I want to bring in front of everybody's vision, and that most of the time we plan certain medicines. Most of the time we plan certain therapies for athlete, but not many athletes are ready to go for deep detoxification because they don't know the importance of it, like Vamana, Virechana, Raktamokshana, Siraved, bloodletting. And we have athlete now here who is top performer and who has been practicing all these practices, all these Ayurveda Panchakarma therapies religiously, regularly, like Rutu Shodhana. So I want to ask Mariam her own experience about these cleansing Panchakarma treatments, therapies, and how these treatments or treatment modalities, let's say, have helped her to enhance her fitness level or to keep it, at the international elite level.
Yeah, it's when you want to perform, you want to avoid injury, and to avoid injury, you have to remove the toxin from your body, because when you are training a lot, you produce a lot of toxin. Even when you are in your day life, you produce a lot of toxin.
Yeah, this is very, very important point actually. Yeah,
Yeah,
please.
so that's why since a few years, since 10 years, I have focused my training of the detoxification of my body. So to be sure my body has less and less toxin, so I can really go deeper and to be more performant and avoid injury. So that's why last year I came in your place, because I'm doing since long time different technique. I'm used to use castor oil flashing, or a lot of plant infusion, decoction to remove the many things from my body. Like yesterday, I did cupping to like I don't know,
Bloodletting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bloodletting.
We call it Rakta Moksha, na?
Okay,
Yeah.
so that's why I try, and I know we are going in the same direction, and it was very interesting for me, because he helped a lot the body to release the toxin and to be more performant. So
Because many time now we talk about rasayana, we talk about strengthening, but we lose that topic that cleansing is necessary first, and then only we can go for rasayana.
yeah, so I can share. So I can share, since 2 years, I don't train as a normal athlete, but last year I was still world champion with just 2 months of training. And during the 10 months before the big event, the world championship, I was doing only treatment to clean my body. Because now we are used, when we start to be older, we lost our VO2, our capacity of oxygen in our lung. We think our heart can't be so high, but in fact we still have the same body. It's just because we are full of toxin, our body doesn't work properly. But if you clean, now I'm sure I have the same capacity than I have 20 years old. So it's a big advantage. So I can still compete with people that are very young and to still be super performant.
Can I ask you one question, please? Yeah, since I heard that you are expert in VO2 training, does training in hypoxic surroundings help to increase your respiratory effort?
Yeah, this is an option when you train in high altitude, and you have the good effect. But in fact, the people spend a lot of time in high altitude to have this effect. But just with the cleaning, you can get the same effect. Because me, I was living for a long time at 2,000 meters of elevation in the training center, the National Training Center, to be more performant, and I feel I was, when I come back to the sea level, I was performant, but now I don't need this training, and now I can go easily compete in very high altitude, and I don't lost my performance because my blood circulation is very efficient, and oxygenation is more efficient because I have less toxin. Because if you have a lot of toxin in your blood, and you can't have a good oxygenation of your cells. But to be performant, you have to have a cell very clean. So that's why I changed my training and more focus about my cleaning inside.
Thank you.
Thank you. Dr. Mangesh wanted to add something.
See, we have many research papers related to it. I'll talk on women. We have to do is just do lipid profile. थांबतो. Lipid profile we have to do prior to woman. Then after Snehapan, all the values come down. Snehapan is drinking ghee. After drinking ghee for 5 days, lipids level come down. And after say woman, if your triglycerides are say more than 300, it lowers down to 180, 190 also. So these are some established facts related to woman. So if we are going to show these type of established facts in front of sports person, national or international, then they will be ready for all these deep detoxification procedures. So, like woman, after Virechan, your uric acid goes down from 11 to 7. So these are some very good important observations of Ayurvedic procedures. So if it is possible for us to talk on these type of researches, then all sports person will be ready to do all these things. I think so.
We'll have a separate conference for that. Yeah, for sure. Go add something because yeah, we are running out of time. So please.
So for injury prevention, for high performance athletes who are medically fit and still want to like avoid injuries, once or twice a week, every competitive athletes go for proper massage, and they add Shirodhara to it, and every like the competitive athletes I know, they have their own Vedas in their areas, and they consult according to the specialities. But at home, you can use the principles of Ayurveda, which are like common. You can do Shiro Abhyanga, Pada Abhyanga, you can use foam rollers, you can use electric heating pad, you can like go for various yogasanas so that your muscles and joints are happy for you. And these practices you can do at your home, where you play, or when you leave the playground.
Yeah, please.
I had something about avoid injury, because I don't know if it's common in your country to practice this, but me, I really like to practice the cross training, because most of the athletes, they are afraid to jump in other sport because they want to be very performant in the sport, and so they are just used to use their body in one sense. But when you are doing cross training, you are more harmonious and you can avoid injury because you are more balanced. And it's very important, because even if you are a runner, you should have muscle in the top of your body. You should, because we are designed to work with every muscle, even if you want to be very performant. So me, for example, like I told you, I was for 10 months I was doing no exercise, and I have an event, and it was 2 hours and a half running. So he asked me a lot of training normally. So instead to run, I was doing the last month before the race only biking for 1 week. So he avoid my body to just go only on the run and to hurt my knee and everything. So it helped a lot to be more balanced and less injury.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Time is running out. We have lot many topics actually to be discussed. There are many questions. I would like to invite only few questions, 2, 3.
Only 2 questions. We have next session in line, and we have to hear Dr. Utkranta Kurlekar also.
Hello everybody. I have just one question. The WHO has this year suggested the year of millets as 2023. Do millets as such have a role in sports medicine? Number 1. Number 2, since in Ayurveda we called it not useful dhanya, so therefore, oh.
This is Dr. Rahul Marwa. Dr. Urmila Pitkar will be answering on that.
Good evening, sir. I have a question for Mangesh Deshpande, sir. Sir, first question is, what is the dose of Tikta Kshir Basti in patients you administered?
Particularly for enhancing bone-related healing, we use only 60 to 90 ml Tikta Kshir Basti. 10 ml Ghruta plus 50 to 80 ml of Siddha Kshir, Siddha milk. That is administered once or twice a week after, after meals.
Sir, my another question is, to improve the health of ligament, you advise some oil. Can you just explain or elaborate in which conditions we can use those oils and we can get a better results?
See, for Ayurveda, there are three Paramaushad, main medicines. For Vayu, it is oils. So, according to the season, see, in say summer, we can use coconut oil as a base. In say rainy season, it is til oil and it is sarchap oil in winter season. That is first thing. See, if it is related to say muscle loss, we can use Mahamaj. See, it is a better. We both can talk later because it is my concern subject. I will be talking for hours together in Siddhat oil. I'll talk to you later. Thank you.
Sure, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Wonderful question answer sessions. Probably sir will answer
Sarpondar
or
sir.
madam will answer.
Sorry, I'm interrupting again. I have a small question. Just now we were talking about detoxification and Shodhan. So, in all of your opinion, is there any kind of frequency or ideal time when this detoxification should be done, particularly in kids who are in early age are training for some specific kind of sport?
This is the question is for Dr. Mangesh or Dr. Who?
Anyone can answer it.
Tiktakshir once or twice a week for kids.
For any other thing, like we were talking about just giving them small bouts of castor oil, or like if we can go for Vaman, these such cases, or Rakta Mokshan, just we are talking about.
So for younger athletes, are you talking
Younger
about how much?
14 to 15 years.
Shodhana karma is not for such young athletes, but you can always go for Tikta Kshira Basti, Mamsaras Basti, Nasya, Abhyanga, Shirodhara, and according to the Prakruti of that young athlete and the Rutu and Avastha he is going through.
So that can be done on regular basis or just after deciding the time?
The flow of knowledge will be going on, I think. And what I request is, time is the constraint. So you can meet in person and have further discussion. That is what I feel. I appreciate both of you. Thank you so much. And then I invite Dr. Utkrant Kurlekar sir for presidential address. Before that, one thing that I would like to share about Utkrant sir is, he is the person who has completed Everest Marathon and Polar Marathon. Let us give him a big round of applause.
Please come.
Good evening. I was not told that I had to speak anything. I was just told that I have to be here, so sorry. But since I am here, and I think most of us, when they get a mic in their hand, they want to talk. But I would just speak for 2-3 minutes because, as everybody is saying, we are just short of time. It incidentally happened that I started running. I started running at the age of 49. Before that, I was not an athlete. And when I came nearer my 50, I thought that I should gift myself something which is something different, which is achievable to any common man, and it is irrespective of their economic status. So then I thought that I should gift myself such fitness that I should be able to run a full marathon, because full marathon is considered an extreme sport. So I started training. I read on Google, read my physiology books since I'm a doctor, and started doing some exercises, some running, and have been running now for the last 7-8 years. Started in 49 and did my first full marathon in London at the age of 50. So from there on, I have this passion. I cannot give more time for most of the theoretical parts of how it is to be done, but I'm impressed with Sarvari, and I'll be taking her number and going to her if I have to continue this journey. Incidentally, I've done about 14 full marathons and more than 80 half marathons other than my training sessions. And I was privileged to do Everest-based marathon because it's at the height of 17,600 feet. And you do a trek to Everest base, you stay there at Everest base camp, acclimatize there at 17,600 feet, and then do a 42-kilometer marathon coming down. But it's just not coming down because it's just up and down in that 42 kilometers. You do an elevation of 2,700 meters. So that's this thing. But as everybody is talking, physiology is different. And the Nepalis who were there, I took nearly 12 hours to run that, but the Nepalis did it in 4 hours. So that's how it is. And another thing which I recently did was Arctic Circle or Polar Circle Marathon. It was a different challenge for a person from India to or staying in tropical countries to go there and run a marathon. It was completely in ice. The first 10 kilometers of that marathon was on hard rock ice with lot of elevations. The temperature in which we were running was at minus 15. And then later on, it was in soft snow and slush, which was very difficult. We had to run with our crampons on. And it was very difficult to run with crampons because it was causing a lot of pains to your ankles and as well as hips. And then after first 15 kilometers, I decided that I just cannot run with this. Otherwise, I cannot complete those 42 kilometers. Then I removed them and had to run on slurry-like thing, white ice, which you see in Europe many a times. And then I just slipped and fell 2-3 times in the first 2 or 3 kilometers. But then I got back quickly and I realized how I should put my steps so that I won't fall. So it was just taking short steps and not putting any weight on the floor, just going that, and fortunate enough to complete that at minus 15 degrees temperature. So later on I came to know from the organizers that that marathon is being conducted for last 20 years, that I am the first Indian to do. So I was privileged to do that. So I wish I could still go on doing many marathons. The next one I'm planning to do is in Tokyo on 5th of March, because there are big 6 marathons in the world. This would be the last one of the big 6. So thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. We are very fortunate to have such inspiring people today in our conference. We go for the felicitations. I would request Devlekar sir to honor Dr. Utkrant Kurlekar. I now request Dr. Utkrant Kurlekar to do the honors for all our guests today. Vaidya Mangesh Deshpande, Madam Mariam, and Vaidya Sharvari Inamdar. I further request Dr. Kurlekar sir to also felicitate Dr. Mahesh Deshpande and Vaidya Mahesh Patil for fantastically conducting this session. We are sorry we could give you less time, but I'm sure there's always a next time. Thank you so much. Thank you, sir. In next 2-3 minutes, we'll start with our next session of Diet for Athletes by Vaidya Urmila Pitkar. In next 2 minutes, we'll start with the session.
Hello. Good afternoon. Well, thanks. Wonderful panel discussion, and now we have one more wonderful session to go. Some preparations are going on, and I thought let us encash this time. We have wonderful food, and now, before the gravitational force increases, let us do some activity. Small activity that I would like to ask you all to do, sitting on your place. Your both the hands, just free your both the hands. All participants, both the hands.
Hello.
जरा बसल्या बसल्या चेंज. आता हे पडदे उघडतील, मगच आतमध्ये जातो. एंट्री कुठे गेली माहिती नाही मला आता. So now we will have a session that is related to diet. Session related to diet, and wonderful session. To cut short the time, I will just use this momentum to introduce Aisha. Thank you so much. Curtain is up. I will introduce about this session after Pratibha allows me. Thank you.
I welcome all the dignitaries for our session 4, Diet for Athletes. The session will be taken by Vaidya Urmila Pitkar. The president of the section will be Dr. Govinda Reddy, and will also Ajit Rao Kanitkar from Jnana Prabodhini will grace the dais. We start with the session with Omkar. Hari Om. Over to Dr. Rajiv.
Thank you. The session today, right now, is on diet. I would like to just narrate a story and then hand over. The story is related with Chanakya, Arya Chanakya. Chanakya wanted to pursue his graduation in 3 streams, that is politics, economics and Ayurveda. So he visited, and then he told that he wanted to do graduation in these 3 streams. Then the concerned people told that concerned HODs will take your interview and then will decide whether you are eligible for 3 streams. Ayurveda HOD asked him some questions. He asked, what is the root cause of any disease and what do you feel is the root cause of the disease? Chanakya gave the answer, according to Ayurveda, Rogaha Sarvepi Mandagni, Jathar. Stomach is the root cause according to Ayurveda, and according to Chanakya, he said, tongue is the root cause. What to eat and what to speak. 2 diets. Today, probably we will be having a physical diet, but one more important diet which has to be nourished that we are taking through is mental diet, and that diet is being provided through this conference for 2 days. So that is the session today that we will be having, diet. I would like to invite Vaidya Nilesh Shirke for introduction. Nilesh Shirke has learned Ayurveda in a Guru Shishya Parampara from Vaidya Trilok Dhupeshwarkar sir.
Thank you, Rajiv sir. It's give me immense pleasure to introduce Vaidya Urmila Pitkar madam. Urmila Pitkar madam has done her BMS and MD Ayurved from Gujarat Ayurved University, and she is a gold medalist in that. She has done her PhD with cancer and Ayurved as her subject. Also, she has been a yoga trainer at Yog Vidya Niketan, Mumbai. She has a vast clinical experience, a practicing experience of 25 years about Ayurveda, Panchakarma and yoga at her clinic in Mumbai. She is a member of Ayurveda Vyaspit since 25 years and was a member of Ayush Task Force for COVID-19. In 2015, she received the Sandu Pharmacy Award as Dhanvantari Puraskar. In 2019, she received the Khadiwale Vaidyak Samsthan Award for contribution in the field of research. Also, Madam has written various books and has been an editor for books related to Ayurveda. Also, Madam has been traveling across the country to deliver lectures, paper presentation and conferences like she is here for the National Conference of Sports Ayurveda. So with this brief introduction, I would like to Madam to continue with the session. Thank you.
Give me 1 minute. We'll have some felicitations. I would request Ajit Rao Kanetkar to felicitate Dr. Govinda Reddy. I request Dr. Govinda Reddy to felicitate our today's speaker, Vaidya Urmila Pitkar. I request Devlekar sir to felicitate Jyotitai Kanetkar, and on her behalf, I would request Ajit Rao to accept the honors. Jyotitai has been one of the sports psychologists, and she was the one who set up the whole module of psychology in Kridakul department. Thank you, Jyotitai, for all your contribution. I would also request Devlekar sir to honor Ajit Rao in his personal capacity. Thank you so much. Now I request Vaidya Urmila Pitkar to take charge of this session. Thank you.
नमस्कार, मैं राष्ट्रभाषा हिंदी में बात करूंगी। सबसे पहले तो इस सेमिनार को ऑर्गेनाइज करने वाले पूरे टीम का मैं तहे दिल से अभिनंदन करना चाहती हूँ, क्योंकि स्पोर्ट्स आयुर्वेद ये बहुत ही अलग इनोवेटिव ऐसा विषय है, जिस विषय पर एक नेशनल सेमिनार कंडक्ट करना ये एक बहुत बड़ी उपलब्धि है स्वयं में, और उसमें भी खास करके 20-25 साल इस विषय पर ग्रासरूट लेवल पर काम करने के बाद इस सेमिनार को करना। ये महाराष्ट्र के जितने विद्यार्थी वैद्य मुझे यहाँ दिख रहे हैं, मुझे लगता है कि साउथ में स्पोर्ट्स मेडिसिन पर काफ़ी काम हो चुका है। मैं करियर गाइडेंस भी करती हूँ आयुर्वेदिक स्टूडेंट्स को, तो साउथ में काफ़ी काम हो चुका है, लेकिन महाराष्ट्र में इतना इसका प्रचलन नहीं है, और ये संस्था ने इसमें इनिशिएटिव लिया है, इसके लिए मैं उन सबका अभिनंदन करती हूँ। और दूसरी बात कि आहार और आयुर्वेद ये सब्जेक्ट मेरे रुचि का रहा है ज़रूर, लेकिन स्पोर्ट्समैन के लिए आहार ये विषय के बारे में अलग से मैंने अभी तक तो नहीं सोचा था। जब तक इस सेशन के लिए मुझे इनविटेशन आया उसके बाद मैंने उस पर सोचने की थोड़ी सी कोशिश की है। सो आई एम नॉट द वेरी अथॉरिटी टू से समथिंग अबाउट दिस, but I will definitely comment with reference to Ayurveda, how Ayurveda can help through diet to the sportsman. So let's start with the subject. So it is said in Charak Samhita Sutrasthan, Annapana Vidhi Adhyay mein, कि देहो ही आहार संभवा. That is what is said, means our body is made up of ahara. Not only whatever we consume, but also what our parents, what our grandparents, and whatever almost 7 generations have consumed. So our body is made up of ahar itself. So it's very important part of our day-to-day life. So all the very interesting thing is, ahar is made up of Panchamahabhutas, and our body is also made up of Panchamahabhutas. तो आहार भी पंचमहाभूत से बना है और हमारा पूरा शरीर भी पंचमहाभूत से बना है. सो व्हाट हैपन्स इज द वन हीरो इज देयर इन दिस गेम हु प्लेज अ की रोल, एंड दैट हीरो इज अग्नि. तो ये जो अग्नि है ये सबसे इम्पॉर्टेंट काम करता है इस विषय पर, कि जो वॉट एवर वी हैव कंज्यूम्ड इन द फॉर्म ऑफ आहारा, वॉट एवर मटीरियल वी हैव कंज्यूम्ड इन द फॉर्म ऑफ फूड मटीरियल, अग्नि ट्रांसफॉर्म्स दैट मटीरियल इनटू द body tissues or into the dosha dhatu malas with which the body is made up. तो शरीर जिससे बना है, ये सारी जो चीज़ें जो शरीर के उपयोग की है, शरीर से एक्सेप्टेबल है, इन चीज़ों को बनाने का जो मेन काम है वो अग्नि करता है. सो द टोटल सिस्टम ऑफ आयुर्वेद इज अग्नि सेंट्रिक. इट हैज़ बीन सेड दैट आरोग्यम भास्कराद इच्छेत, मतलब सूर्य से हम आरोग्य की इच्छा कर सकते हैं. तो सूर्य इटसेल्फ इज अ प्रतीक ऑफ अग्नि, इट्स अ सिंबल ऑफ अग्नि. So Ayurvedic system is Agni-centric system, Agni-centric way of thinking. तो इसमें पूरा विषय आएगा, तो ये इस अग्नि को ठीक रखने के लिए क्या क्या करना है, ये सारी बात हमको पहले जाननी पड़ेगी, तो ही हम आयुर्वेदिक कंसेप्ट ऑफ आहार को समझ सकते हैं. So what I think is, according to the conventional dietetics, which is very famous all over the globe, the conventional dietetics, the more emphasis has been given on the nutrition. फलाने पदार्थ में प्रोटीन है, फैट है, कार्बोहाइड्रेट्स है, मिनरल्स है, विटामिन्स है, एंजाइम्स है, ये सारा स्टडी बहुत डीप में हो चुका है डाइटेटिक्स में. बट व्हेन इट कम्स टू आयुर्वेदा, इट हैज़ गिवन मोर एम्फोसिस ऑन द डाइजेशन. आई विल गिव यू एन एग्जांपल ऑफ दिस पर्टिकुलर कोट. इस क्रीड़ाकुल में सोचो कि 2 बच्चे हैं जो स्पोर्ट्समैन बनने के लिए या एथलीट बनने के लिए आए हैं, और दोनों को एग्ज़ाम करने के बाद उनके कोच को ऐसे लगा कि ये दोनों अंडर वेट है एंड दे नीड टू गेन सम वेट. अभी दोनों के अकॉर्डिंग टू देयर बॉडी वेट दे हैव स्टार्टेड देम सम नरिशिंग डाइट इन द फॉर्म ऑफ बादाम का दूध या ड्राई फ्रूट मिल्क शेक उनको शुरू कर दिया दोनों को. आफ्टर फ्यू डेज व्हाट हैपन, दिस वन गाय जो पहला बच्चा था उसका जो अग्नि था अच्छा तीक्ष्ण अग्नि था, तो उसने अच्छी तरह से वो बादाम के दूध को पचा लिया एंड ही गॉट द डिजायर्ड रिजल्ट, दैट इज़ द गेन ऑफ वेट. बट दूसरा जो बेचारा अनदर गाय, ही इज़ ऑफ मंदाग्नि. तो मंदाग्नि होने के कारण क्या हुआ कि उसने उसको जो बादाम का दूध पिलाया तो वो ठीक से उसकी बॉडी एसिमिलेट नहीं कर पाई, और जिसके वजह से क्या हुआ, तो आम दोष तैयार हुआ उसकी बॉडी में. और आम दोष के वजह से वेट बढ़ने की जगह उसका एपेटाइट स्लो डाउन होके उसका डाइट और रिड्यूस हो गया. तीसरा एक बच्चा था जिसका कोष्ठ मृदु था. बादाम का दूध पीने के बाद क्या हुआ, तो ही स्टार्टेड गेटिंग लूज मोशंस. तो अभी देखो कि एक ही चीज़, तीनों को एक ही प्रकार का डाइट, सेम फूड मटेरियल हैज़ बीन गिवन टू ऑल द 3 चिल्ड्रन, ऑल द 3 प्लेयर्स, बट इट्स इफेक्ट ऑन देयर बॉडी इज़ डिफरेंट. तो ये जो डिफरेंट इफेक्ट हुआ है उसका कारण क्या है, तो इसका कारण है कि हर एक की बॉडी आयुर्वेद के दृष्टि से अलग अलग है. तो ये कैसे है उसको देखते हैं. So when it comes to the concept of ahara, there are 2 major parts. First part is कि जो कंज्यूम करने वाला है इस आहार को, इस कंज्यूम करने वाले की बेसलाइन पैरामीटर्स क्या क्या है, उसमें उसकी प्रकृति, वय, सत्व, सात्म्य, सार, सहनन, ये सारी चीज़ों के बारे में हमको पहले पता करना चाहिए. ये चीज़ें हमको अगर पता रहेगी तो ही हम उनके लिए क्या डाइट करना है, क्या डाइट देना है, इसका प्लानिंग कर सकते. तो 2 parts is, first part is what are the constituents of that diet. As far as Ayurveda is concerned, we think in the form of guna and karma. There are different guna and karma of various food materials. जैसे कि मूंग है तो वो स्वभाव से पचने में हल्के है, अड़द या उड़द जो है वो पचने में हेवी है. तो गुरु, लघु, शीत, उष्ण, ऐसे हर एक द्रव्य का स्वभाव या हर एक द्रव्य का कुछ गुण है. और दूसरा है हर एक द्रव्य का कुछ कर्म है. कुछ द्रव्य स्वभाव से ही ब्रूहणीय होते हैं, कुछ लंघनीय होते हैं, कुछ तर्पण करने वाले होते हैं. से इफ द सम एथलीट इज रनिंग ऑन द ट्रैक और उसके बाद उसकी बॉडी डिहाइड्रेट हुई है, उसमें रसक क्षय हुआ है, तो रसक क्षय अगर होता है तो उसको तर्पण करने वाले द्रव्य की वहाँ ज़रूरत है, तर्पण प्रीणन करने वाले द्रव्य की ज़रूरत है. तो उसमें बहुत सारी ऐसी शरबत, पानक, ऐसी चीज़ें आती है. तो उस वक्त पे उस शरीर को किस चीज़ की ज़रूरत है, इस बेसलाइन को समझे बिना अगर हम डाइट को एडवाइस करते हैं तो मैचिंग ठीक से नहीं हो पाता है. सो देर आर 2 parts, नॉट ओनली न्यूट्रिशन बट द इम्पॉर्टेंट पार्ट इज़ डाइजेशन ऑल्सो. और ये अग्नि को अगर ठीक रखना है तो हमको बहुत सारी चीज़ों के बारे में ध्यान रखना पड़ता है. सो द डाइट इज़ क्लासिफाइड इन वेरियस वेज. इसमें आहार अलग अलग तरह का है, उसमें क्लासिफिकेशन अलग अलग पद्धति से किया गया है. कि पांचभौतिक आहार है, कुछ द्रव्य है जो पार्थिव है, जैसे कि सभी जिसमें पृथ्वी अंश ज़्यादा है, ऐसे जो खाने के पदार्थ है, भात, चावल है, तो ये पार्थिव द्रव्य है. कुछ द्रव्य है जो वायवीय आकाशीय है, जैसे लाजा या धान का लावा जो चीज़ है उसको फुला के बनाया जाता है. सो दैट इज़ आकाशीय, मोर ऑफ आकाशीय एंड तेजस इन गुण. सो कुछ द्रव्य पार्थिव है, कुछ द्रव्य जलीय है, कुछ द्रव्य आकाशीय है. षड रसात्मक आहार भी है, मधुर, अम्ल, लवण, कटु, तिक्त, कषाय. ये हर एक रस हर एक पंचमहाभूत के कॉम्बिनेशन से ही बना है. जैसे मधुर रस है वो पृथ्वी और आपक के महाभूत के कॉम्बिनेशन से बना है. अम्ल रस जो है वो पृथ्वी और तेज से बना है. तो हर एक रस का एक पंचमहाभौतिक कॉन्फ़िगरेशन भी है. तो इस तरह से हमको आहार देते वक्त उसके बेस में कौन कौन से पंचमहाभूत है और उससे हमको कौन से कर्म को करना है, ये दोनों बातों को ध्यान में रखना पड़ता है. तीसरा है वीर्य, उष्ण और शीत वीर्य. तो जब जो एथलीट दौड़ के आता है उसके शरीर में उष्णता बढ़ी हुई है, उसको डिहाइड्रेशन हुआ है वहाँ, तब उसको शीत वीर्य द्रव्यों की, आहार द्रव्यों की ज़रूरत है. जब उसको ब्रूहण कराना है, जब उसके बॉडी का मेटाबॉलिज्म बढ़ाना है, तब उसको उष्ण वीर्य द्रव्यों की, जैसे मसाले, जो सारे मसाले हैं उनकी ज़रूरत पड़ेगी. जैसे कि त्रिकटु हम कहते हैं, सूंठ, मरी और पिपली, ये तीनों की ज़रूरत ज़्यादा पड़ेगी. तो तब हमको आग्नेय वीर्य के या उष्ण वीर्य के द्रव्य इस्तेमाल करने पड़ेंगे. और एक तरह से क्लासिफिकेशन आता है चतुर्विध आहार, अशित, लीढ़, खादित, पेय, ऐसा उसको बताया है. तो उसमें मुझे लगता है कि अभी बहुत सारी बात आगे के वक्ताओं ने की है कि अस्थिसार या मांसाहार जो है वो अच्छे एथलीट होते हैं. तो जो अस्थिसार है तो उसमें अस्थि धातु ये शरीर से द हार्डेस्ट टिश्यू इन द बॉडी इज बोन. सो दैट बोन नीड्स द मटीरियल विच इज़ जो आहार है उसमें भी ऐसा कोई हार्डेस्ट चीज़ होनी चाहिए तो ही दैट बोन विल गेट नरिश। आजकल खाने में सबसे ज़्यादा जो हार्डेस्ट चीज़ क्या है, एप्पल, वो भी खाते हुए हमारे दांत से खून आता है। तो वी नीड सम हार्ड थिंग्स लाइक अखरोट, वी नीड गन्ना, वी नीड चना। मुन्ना भाई MBBS सबने देखा होगा कि चना हड्डी के लिए अच्छा है, वो बोलता है। तो ये चना हमारे लिए ज़रूरत है। आजकल के बच्चे सब खाते ही नहीं है, तो उनके खाने में जब तक हम खाद्य आहार को नहीं इनकॉर्पोरेट करते हैं, अखरोट को, गन्ने को, चने को, तब तक उनका बोन अच्छा नहीं बनने वाला। तो ये सारी बातों को ध्यान में रखते हुए हमको उनके आहार का प्लानिंग बचपन से करने की ज़रूरत है। इनफैक्ट माँ के कोख से ही उसकी प्लानिंग की ज़रूरत रहती है। अचानक कोई 14-15 साल का बच्चा आ गया तो आप उसको सडनली चेंज नहीं कर सकते। तो आयुर्वेद में सारी जो गर्भिणी परिचर्या, सूतिका परिचर्या, फिर जो सुवर्ण प्राशन से लेकर बालक को क्या क्या शिराद, शिरान्नाद, अन्नाद अवस्था में क्या क्या देना है, ये सारी जो बातें हैं वो सारी मैटर करती है। तो इसके लिए अन्न का जो संस्कार करना है उसकी शुरुआत तो माँ के कोख से ही होती है। आगे चलते हैं। अभी ये जो आहार है, द फूड इज वन ऑफ द पार्ट एंड हु इज कंज्यूमिंग दैट फूड इज अनदर पार्ट. So when you come to the food part or ahara, there are certain rules about ahara. It is called as Ashta Ahara Vidhi Vishesha Ayatana. बड़ा लंबा नाम है, लेकिन the things are very simple. तो ये जो अष्ट आहार विधि विशेष आयतन किसके बारे में है, तो चरक ने विमान स्थान में इसके बारे में बात की है. तो वो कहते हैं कि 8 जो नियम है, इनको हमको आहार किसी को भी देना है, भले वो किसी आम आदमी को देना है, वो किसी एथलीट को देना है, किसी को भी देना है, तो भी हमको ये अष्ट आहार विधि विशेष आयतन का विचार जरूर करना पड़ता है. ये क्यों करना पड़ता है, क्योंकि ये सारी बातें जो है इसमें बताई हुई, ये अग्नि को सिक्योर करने के लिए, अग्नि को एनहांस करने के लिए बताई है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल पहला ही हम लेते हैं कि प्रकृति, तो हर एक आहारीय द्रव्य की एक प्रकृति होती है. जैसे मैंने अभी बताया कि जो जंगल मांस है और जो अनूप मांस है, अनूप मांस जो है वो पचने में गुरु रहेगा, जंगल मांस है वो पचने में हल्का रहेगा. तो उसकी जो स्वाभाविक उसका जो नेचर है उसको ध्यान में रखते हुए हमको उसका इसको इनकॉर्पोरेट करना है कि नहीं करना है, इसकी बात करनी पड़ेगी. दूसरा विषय आता है इसमें करण. करण मतलब संस्कार. तो हर चीज़ पर हम संस्कार करके उसको, संस्कार और गुणांतराधान ऐसे कहा है, तो संस्कार करके उस चीज़ को बदल सकते हैं. उसका सबसे अच्छा एग्जाम्पल है दही और छाछ. आप सब लोग यहाँ वैद्य बैठे हैं, तो दही जो है वो स्वभाव से गुरु है, अभिसंधि है, उष्ण है, वो जो शोथकर है आप सब जानते हैं. उसी को मंथन संस्कार जब करते हैं, जैसे कि आप एक आए हुए कच्चे बालक को संस्कार करके खिलाड़ी में उसका रूपांतर करते हैं, उसके ऊपर संस्कार करते हैं, वैसे अन्न पे भी संस्कार करेंगे तो उसका गुणांतराधान होता है, मतलब उसका स्वभाव चेंज होता है. तो दही से छाछ जब बन जाता है तो क्या होता है, तो छाछ से गुण में मधुर और अम्ल है. छाछ से दही जो शोथ करता है तो छाछ शोथ को कम करता है. दही ये ग्रहणी करता है या अर्श करता है तो छाछ अर्श की दवा है. तो ये पूरा गुणांतराधान होता है. अभी आई विल गिव यू द एग्जाम्पल्स इन स्पोर्ट्स. सपोज गेहूँ जो है इसको बोला है कि अस्थि संधानकर है, बोन्स के लिए अच्छा है. अब यू वांट टू गिव दिस wheat to any athlete or any sports person, and if you check you feel that this person's agni is weak, his agni is manda, and this person's agni is good, लेकिन दोनों को देना है आपको wheat, तो how you will incorporate that wheat to them? तो आपको उस गेहूँ की अलग अलग कल्पनाएं बना सकते हैं. जैसे कि आप गेहूँ से फुल्का बनाते हैं जो सीधा हम इस पे अग्नि पे सेकते हैं, तो उस पर तेज वायवीय आकाशीय गुणधर्म बढ़ गया तो वो हल्का हो गया, स्वभाव से पचने में हल्का हो गया. तो पचने में हल्का हो गया तो जिसका अग्नि मंद है फिर भी उसको अगर गेहूँ खिलाना है तो उसको आप फुल्का दे सकते हैं. लेकिन जिसका अग्नि अच्छा है और उसको गेहूँ खिलाना है, जिससे आपको अस्थि संधान का काम करने का है, तो उसको फिर हम ज़्यादा उसको गुरु बना सकते हैं. जैसे कि उसकी रोटी बनाएंगे तो गुरु हो जाएगी, उसका पराठा और पूरी बनाएंगे तो और गुरु हो जाएगी. तो संस्कार से हम जो लघु चीज़ है उसको गुरु भी बना सकते हैं, जो गुरु चीज़ है उसको लघु भी बना सकते हैं. तो एक ही आदमी नाटक में अलग अलग रोल प्ले कर सकता है. And who is the key factor is the Agni. What I am trying to convey is Agni is very important as far as Ayurveda is concerned. अष्ट आहार विधि विशेषायतन में तीसरा मुद्दा आता है संयोग का. संयोग मतलब उसमें 2-3 चीज़ें मिलाकर हम कुछ बनाते हैं. आजकल की जो टीवी पे जो सारे फूड शोज आते हैं, उस शोज में दे मिक्स एनीथिंग विथ एनीथिंग. दूध के साथ मध, उसके साथ दही, उसके साथ और कुछ गार्लिक, इसका चिली का पेस्ट और व्हाट नॉट। और वो देख के आयुर्वेदिक डॉक्टर को तो चक्कर ही आ जाएगा कि क्या बना रहे हैं लोग। तो ये विरुद्धाहार का जो एग्जाम्पल मैंने सामने रखा है कि दूध एंड फ्रूट, तो जो मिल्क शेक है स्पोर्ट्समैन के लिए बहुत अच्छा है। सो अब हमको उसको विरुद्धाहार न बनाते हुए देना है, तो कैसे दे सकते हैं? क्योंकि ये दूध और मिल्क क्या है, दूध है शीतवीर्य, फ्रूट्स है, दूध है मधुर रस का और फ्रूट्स है अम्ल रस के। तो मधुर और अम्ल को जब मिक्स करते हैं तो उससे अभिसंधि आहार बन जाता है, विच इज़ नॉट गुड फॉर अग्नि, अगेन विच इज़ नॉट गुड फॉर डाइजेशन। सो लॉन्ग टर्म में प्रॉब्लम करने वाला है। लेकिन नित्य सेवन किया तो होता है। लेकिन जो स्पोर्ट्समैन है, जो अच्छा गेम खेलता है, जिसका अग्नि एकदम अच्छा है, वो कुछ भी पचा सकता है। अगर अग्नि अच्छा है तो उसको हम ये भी दे सकते हैं, लेकिन कभी कभी दे सकते हैं। और इसमें कुछ माइनर चेंजेस वी कैन डू, लाइक केले का शिकरण कितने लोगों को पता है? हम सब ने खाया है। तो एक केले का शिकरण देना है सपोज, तो उसमें क्या करो कि दूध के जगह नारियल का दूध यूज़ करो। इंस्टेड ऑफ नॉर्मल दूध यू कैन यूज़ नारियल का दूध एंड केला एंड गिव दैट शिकरण टू दैट पर्सन। So that cannot be a viruddha ahar, and still it will be useful for the sportsman to increase his body weight and gain weight, but not daily. And of course bottom line is उसके अग्नि को देखकर, अग्नि को देखने के बाद अगर वो ठीक है तो ये सब हम कर सकते हैं। तो ये हो गया संयोग। उसके बाद आता है राशि। जो अष्टविधि आहार विधि विशेषायतन में राशि नाम की जो चीज़ बताई है, उसमें दो मुद्दे आते हैं, सर्वग्रह एंड परिग्रह। सर्वग्रह मतलब पूरा आहार कितने मात्रा में लेता है वो पर्सन या आदमी। तो जो प्लेयर आ गया, वो प्लेयर जब पहले दिन आपके स्कूल में आ गया तो तब उसका खाना कितना था, कितना खाना खा सकता है। तो अग्नि की परीक्षा या आयुर्वेद में ऐसे बताई है कि अग्नि अभ्यवहरण शक्त्या एंड जरण शक्त्या परीक्षित। अभ्यवहरण मतलब क्या कि टोटल खाना कितने किलो, कितना खाना खा सकता है एक समय में, तो वो हो गया सर्वग्रह। और हर एक का उसमें पोर्शन कितना कितना है। अभी आपके सामने बहुत अच्छी थाली रखी है मैंने केले के पत्ते पर। अगर ये दोपहर में रखती तो सब उठ के खाने के लिए चले जाते। तो इसमें देखो कि आपको ये इसलिए मैंने बताया है कि इसमें परिग्रह मतलब हर एक पदार्थ कितना होना चाहिए उसके पोर्शंस दिए हुए। दे हैव गिवन पोर्शंस एंड विच इज़ टाइम टेस्टेड। द जनरेशंस टुगेदर एंड ईयर्स टुगेदर दे हैव ट्राइड एंड डिसाइडेड दिस पोर्शंस। लाइक नींबू होगा तो वो एक छोटा सा टुकड़ा, पाव टुकड़ा ही होगा। दही होगा तो एक चम्मच ही होगा। अचार जितना ही होगा। और सलाड भी कोशिम्बीर या सलाड जितना ही होगा। एक गमेला भर के सलाड खाना डाइट के नाम से, ये चीज़ गलत है। तो हर एक का परिग्रह भी डिसाइडेड है कि कितनी चीज़ कितनी खानी है। और जो मधुर रस आपको बीच में दिख रहा है, पूरी दिख रही है, चावल दिख रहे हैं, खीर दिख रही है, वरण दिख रहा है, तो ये सारा जो चीज़ है मधुर रस का है। आजन्म सात्म्यात कुरुते धातु नाम प्रबलम बलम ऐसे कहा है। तो मधुर रस ये हमको जन्म से सात्म्य है। और वो धातु नाम प्रबलम बलम, धातुओं को बल देने वाला सबसे अच्छा क्या है? तो मधुर रस है। तो मधुर रस मतलब स्वीट्स नहीं, मधुर रस मतलब मिठाइयाँ नहीं। तो मधुर रस मतलब जो स्वभाव से मधुर है, जिसका परिणाम शरीर पर कफरूप धातु बढ़ाना, ये होता है, इसको मधुर कहते। तो इसका प्रमाण ज़्यादा ही होना चाहिए आहार में। और बाकी सारी चीज़ें जरूर होनी चाहिए, जिसमें मधुर रस का बीच में आहार है, अम्ल रस का नींबू है, थोड़ा सा नमक है, लवण रस है, फिर कषाय रस है, तुलसी का पत्ता है उसके ऊपर डाला हुआ। तो जो सारे रस को इनकॉर्पोरेट किया है। तो इस तरह से षड्रस युक्त भोजन होना ये हमारे अग्नि को ठीक रखता है। और अग्नि अगर ठीक रहेगा तो बाकी सारा मेटाबॉलिज्म अपने आप ठीक रहने वाला है। पांचवा मुद्दा आता है अष्ट आहार विधि विशेषायतन में देश। तो ये देश में ऐसे है कि आजकल हमने यूरोप से ऑलिव ऑयल मंगाया है, वो बहुत अच्छा है। तो ऑलिव ऑयल मंगाने की कुछ ज़रूरत नहीं है। हमारा देश जो है उसमें बायोडाइवर्सिटी इतनी सारी है कि नॉर्थ में जाते हैं तो वहाँ पे सरसों और तिल उगता है। बीच का जो गुजरात, महाराष्ट्र, राजस्थान का जो बेल्ट है उसमें पीनट उगता है और नीचे कोकोनट उगता है। तो जहाँ पे जो उग रहा है उसी का हमको यूज़ करना चाहिए अपने डाइट में। जैसे कि अगर इफ़ द प्लेयर इज़ फ्रॉम द साउथ इंडिया, ही शुड यूज़ कोकोनट ऑयल इन हिज डाइट। इफ़ ही इज़ फ्रॉम द मिड इंडिया और महाराष्ट्र, ही शुड यूज़ पीनट ऑयल और गोडा तेल ज्याला आपण म्हणतो, दैट ऑयल ही शुड यूज़ इन हिज डाइट। सो दिस इज़ अ देश विचार, मीन्स वो चीज़ कहाँ पे बनती है और वो कहाँ पे उसका प्रचार होता है, ऐसे वो मुद्दे सूचरक ने बताए हुए। तो चीज़ कहाँ पे उगती है, दैट इज़ वेरी मच इम्पॉर्टेंट, विच इज़ कॉल्ड, आजकल इन मराठी में उसको कहते हैं सीजनल एंड लोकल। मराठी में इसको कहते हैं सीजनल और लोकल। अंग्रेजी में कहते हैं कि इसको हम देश विचार कहते हैं। तो ये देश विचार हम अगर करते हैं तो फिर उस प्लेयर के लिए या एथलीट के लिए या किसी भी पर्सन के लिए हम एक अच्छा डाइट प्लान कर सकते हैं। आगे चलते हुए फिर आता है काल। काल में नित्य और आवस्थिक ऐसे दो मुद्दे बताए। नित्य का मतलब जो हमेशा आगे आगे चलने वाला काल है, उसमें दिन रात दोपहर सुबह शाम ये भी आता है, और वसंत ग्रीष्म वर्षा शरद हेमंत शिशिर ऐसे जो 6 ऋतु है वो भी नित्य का काल में आते हैं। तो अभी हेमंत ऋतु का काल है जिसको कहा है कि विसर्ग काल का सबसे अच्छा जो ऋतु है वो हेमंत ऋतु है। हेमंत ऋतु में हमारी अग्नि जो है सबसे अच्छी रहती है, सबसे टॉप पे रहती है। तो सारे जितने प्लेयर्स हैं, जितने एथलीट्स हैं, उन सबको हेमंत ऋतु में अच्छा खासा खाना पीना देना चाहिए। फिर भी उसमें गोंद के लड्डू आएंगे, उसमें ड्राई फ्रूट आएगा, उसमें मांसरस आएगा, उसमें पाया सूप आएगा, उसमें चिकन सूप आएगा, उसमें खरवस आएगा, गोपीयूष आएगा, बहुत सारी चीज़ें आएंगी जो हेमंत ऋतु में उनको खानी चाहिए। इसीलिए हम संक्रांति में तिल गुड़ खाकर, नॉर्मल लोग भी संक्रांति मनाते हैं जो हेमंत ऋतु में आती है। तो इसके लिए ऋतु का विचार भी जब आहार का सिलेक्शन हमको करना है उस वक्त करना जरूरी है। उसके बाद आता है उपयोग संस्था। ये जो है उपयोग संस्था मतलब क्या, दे आर द रूल्स वाइल हैविंग द फूड। क्या क्या रूल्स हमको फॉलो करने हैं जब हम आहार लेते हैं उस वक्त क्या क्या रूल्स फॉलो करना है। तो सबसे पहले आता है उष्ण मशनियात, स्निग्ध मशनियात, ये सारा आपको सबको पता है। तो खाना अगर गरम गरम हो और हमारे सामने आए तो क्या होगा, अच्छा एपेटाइट क्रिएट हो जाएगा, विल गेट गुड एपेटाइट, इट विल बी डाइजेस्ट फास्टर, अग्नि का उदीर्ण हो जाएगा। तो फिर ये अच्छी तरह से पचेगा और अच्छी तरह से शरीर के धातुओं का निर्माण करेगा। तो गरम गरम खाना, स्निग्ध, खाने में घी होना चाहिए। तो इसके लिए हमारे यहाँ जब खाना परोसते हैं तो उसके बाद घी डाले बगैर खाना शुरू नहीं होता है। और घी को बोलते हैं अन्न शुद्धि, मतलब ये पूरा जो खाना है इसको डिटॉक्सिफाई करने वाला, आज की भाषा में डिटॉक्सिफाई करने वाला या इस अन्न को पचाने वाला कौन है, तो घी। एंड व्हाट घी रिप्रेजेंट्स, घी अगेन रिप्रेजेंट्स अग्नि। क्योंकि घी कैसे बनता है आपको पता है, सबको पता है। हमने बचपन में एक मराठी में कविता हम याद करते थे, दत्त दत्त दत्ताची गाय, गाईचं दूध, दुधाचं दही, दह्याचं ताक, ताकाचं लोणी, लोण्याचं तूप, तुपाचा डेरा, डेऱ्याची माती, मातीची घंटा, घंटेचा गणपती, अशी एक कविता आम्ही लहानपणी पाठ केली होती। तो उसमें ये दूध पर इतने सारे अग्निसंस्कार होते हैं। दूध का दही, दही का छाछ मंथन करके, फिर छाछ से नवनीत जिसको कहते हैं लोणी, और उसके बाद उसका घृत। तो इतने सारे अग्निसंस्कार किया हुआ घृत जो है वो खुद शीतवीर्य है, और शीतवीर्य होते हुए भी वो अग्नि का संदुक्षण करता है। तो इतनी अच्छी चीज़ सिर्फ हमारे भारत देश में है कि जो शीतवीर्य होते हुए भी अग्नि का संदुक्षण करती है। जैसे यज्ञ में थोड़ा थोड़ा घी हम जब डालते हैं तो यज्ञ का प्रज्वलन होता है, यज्ञ अच्छी तरह से प्रज्वलित होता है। इसी तरह से शरीर का अग्नि अगर अच्छा संदुक्षित रखना है तो हमको घी का उपयोग हमारे खाने में जरूर करना चाहिए। और खिलाड़ियों को तो खाईन तुपाशी, घी के साथ ही रहना चाहिए। ऋणम कृत्वा घृतम पिबेत ऐसे कहा है, मतलब कर्जा निकालो लेकिन घी पियो, स्टेरॉइड्स पीने की जरूरत नहीं है। तो देसी गाय का दूध और देसी गाय का घी जिस देश में है उस देश में हमको स्टेरॉइड की बात ही नहीं करनी चाहिए। तो इसके लिए दैट इज़ द ओनली सॉल्यूशन। और इसीलिए गौ को माता कहा है कि जो हमारे सारे प्रॉब्लम्स का सॉल्यूशन हमको दे सकती है। उसको लक्ष्मी भी कहा है कि जो हमको सारा कुछ दे सकती है। तो ये सारा हो गया उष्णमशनीयात, स्निग्धमशनीयात, मात्रावत और जीर्णे। वेलणकर सर ने सुबह बात की कि पहले का आहार पचा ही नहीं है, उसके ऊपर दूसरा डाले जा रहे हैं। तो क्या होगा, पहले आहार जीर्ण नहीं हुआ है, उसका एक टॉक्सिन शरीर में बना हुआ है, आमदोष है। और उस आमदोष में हम जब दूसरा आहार मिलाते हैं तो क्या होता है, बर्तन पूरा साफ करेंगे दही का, थोड़ा सा दही भी उसमें बचा रहेगा तो फिर से उसमें दूध डालेंगे तो पूरे दूध का दही हो जाता है। ये हम सब ने इसका एक्सपीरियंस किया है। तो इसका मतलब पहले वो पचा हुआ खाना ठीक से पचा हुआ नहीं है, अच्छी से उद्गार शुद्धि नहीं हुई है, भूख नहीं है, तब अगर खाएंगे तो कितना भी अच्छा खाना खाए तो उसको ठीक से शरीर पर उसका परिणाम नहीं होने वाला। तो धातु बल बढ़ाने के लिए सारे मुद्दे इंपॉर्टेंट है। इष्ट देशे, इष्ट उपकरण, अजलपन, अहसन ऐसे बताया है। हाउ इट इज़ सर्व्ड एंड कंज्यूम, आजकल हम ऐसा खाते हैं। तो जो खिलाड़ी है और जिनको अपना धातु बल और अग्नि बढ़ाना है उनको बिल्कुल ही व्हाट्सएप और फेसबुक देखते हुए नहीं खाना खाना चाहिए। उनको खाना कैसे खाना चाहिए, तन मना भुंजित, मतलब पूरा मन लगाकर, और आत्मानम अभिसमीक्ष ऐसे बताया है। आत्मानम अभिसमीक्ष मतलब क्या, कि हमारे अंदर का जो आत्मा है, हमारे अंदर की जो आत्मा है हमको बताती है कि बेटा आज तुम्हारा पेट भारी है, आज नहीं खाना, फिर भी हम पानी पूरी दबा लेते हैं। तो ये आत्मानम अभिसमीक्षा नहीं हुआ तो दूसरे दिन उल्टी जुलाब लग जाता है। तो ये हम खुद का तय कर सकते हैं कि मेरा अग्नि कितना है, मुझे क्या पचेगा, मुझे क्या नहीं पचेगा, मुझे क्या साथ में है, क्या असाथ में है, ये सबको हम खुद डिसाइड कर सकते हैं। तो ये आजकल की खाने की पद्धति है जो बिल्कुल गलत है। ये पानी पीने का तरीका है जो भी गलत है। पानी जो है मुंह लगाकर पीना चाहिए कि जिससे हमारा जो खाना है अच्छे से पचने वाला है, पेट में हवा नहीं जाएगी। ये सब मुद्दे मैं क्यों बता रही हूँ कि मैं फिर कुछ उड़द बताऊँ, फिर कुछ मांसरस बताऊँ, फिर कुछ आहारीय द्रव्य बताऊँ, लेकिन ये जो मुद्दे हैं तो ये मुद्दे कोई नहीं बताएगा, इसके लिए इसका मैंने थोड़ा सा स्पर्श किया है। अभी जो सारे विषय बताए उसमें जो रोगी है या आतुर है या जो प्लेयर है उसका परीक्षण भी हमको करना चाहिए कि उसका सत्व कैसा है, प्रकृति कैसी है, साथ में कैसा है, सारा संबंधन कैसा है। तो उसके कुछ मुद्दे में, लेकिन सुबह से आज इन मुद्दों पर बहुत सारी बात हो चुकी है, इसके लिए मैं ज़्यादा इस पर नहीं जाऊंगी। लेकिन अस्थिसार और मांसाहार ये जो दो लोग हैं ये अच्छे प्लेयर बन सकते हैं। और इनका जो वर्णन किया है उसमें क्या कहा है कि मांसोपचित शरीर, क्षमाशील और धृति, आरोग्य बल और दीर्घायु, और अस्थिसार जो है उनका स्थूल पर्व अस्थि, महोत्साही ऐसे बताया है, क्रियावंत बताया। तो ऐसे बच्चे अगर चुनते हैं स्पोर्ट्स के लिए, देखो ये मांसाहारत्व, अस्थिसारत्व हमको दिखता है, तो ये जो लोगों ने अच्छा सक्सेस पाया है इसके बीच में पीछे शायद यही सीक्रेट होगा, उसके साथ साथ उनकी मेहनत भी है। सत्वसार की एक बात आई हुई है। सत्वसार में ऐसे बताया कि बहुत सारे प्लेयर्स, अभी आज सुबह से बात हो रही थी मन की, कि जो स्ट्रेस प्लेज अ बिग रोल। तो स्ट्रेस अगर ज़्यादा है तो अच्छे से अच्छा प्लेयर भी अच्छा परफॉर्मेंस नहीं दिखा सकता है। तो वो सत्व उसका अगर अच्छा करना है, जैसे कि मेरी कॉम का एग्जांपल आप ले लो कि शरीर से बिल्कुल छोटी सी या ज़्यादा लंबाई भी नहीं उसकी, लेकिन फिर भी उसने इतनी प्रतिकूल परिस्थिति में इतना अच्छा यश प्राप्त किया। तो ऐसे लोग शायद सत्वसार होते हैं, जिसका वर्णन आयुर्वेद में आया है कि कितनी भी डिफ़िकल्टी आ जाए तो भी जो हिलते नहीं है, जो अपना मन उनका खराब नहीं होता है और वो जो धैर्य से आगे बढ़ते रहते हैं, उनको सत्वसार कहा है। मैंने इसकी बात की है कि आहार शक्ति और जरण, जो अग्नि का परीक्षण आहार शक्ति, अभ्यवरण शक्ति और जरण शक्ति, ये दो मुद्दों पे किया जाता है। और व्यायाम शक्ति का परीक्षण कितना कार्य कर सकते हैं, कर्म सामर्थ्य से किया जाता है। अभी ये दोनों का कैसे कि जितना व्यायाम करेंगे उतना अग्नि अच्छा होगा, जितना अग्नि अच्छा होगा उतनी अभ्यवरण शक्ति अच्छी होगी, जितनी अभ्यवरण शक्ति अच्छी होगी उतनी जरण शक्ति अच्छी होगी, और जरण शक्ति अच्छी हो तो अच्छा बल मिलेगा, अच्छा बल मिलेगा तो फिर अच्छा व्यायाम कर सकते। तो ये पूरा एक सर्कल बन गया। तो इसके लिए सबसे पहले हमको क्या करना है कि इस अग्नि को अच्छे से रखना है। वय परीक्षा, इसकी भी बहुत सारी चर्चा हुई है। तो आयुर्वेद में 16 साल के बाद बताया है जो तरुण वय है, और उसमें महोत्साह, बहुत पराक्रम आदमी कर सकता है। तो ये सबसे अच्छा वय है कि जिसमें प्लेइंग या एथलेटिक्स ये अच्छे से हम परफॉर्म कर सकते हैं। अभी जब स्पेशल नीड्स ऑफ एथलीट क्या होती है, तो फिजिकल स्ट्रेंथ चाहिए उसको, एजिलिटी चाहिए और इंड्योरेंस चाहिए। स्ट्रेंथ एंड पावर एंड स्पीड, ये सारी एक एथलीट की ज़रूरत है। तो ये देने वाले कौन कौन से आहार है उनको देखेंगे कि जो टाइप ऑफ आहार्य द्रव्य विच आर यूजफुल फॉर एथलीट्स। तो रस धातु है जो प्रीणन, सद्योतर्पण, हृदय ऐसे काम करता है। रक्त धातु ये जीवन कर्म करता है। तो इसमें कौन कौन सी चीज़ें हैं, मैंने इसमें लिखा है कि ये कौन कौन सी चीज़ें ऐसे कि जो रस और रक्त धातु का तर्पण कर सकती। नारियल का पानी है, या आप दे सकते हैं। अलग अलग तरह के पानक शरबत है, जो आम है, इमली है या बेर है, इससे बनता है। छाछ है, और लाजा यहाँ दिखाया है, लाजा का सद्योतर्पण बताया है कि लाजा का मंथ अगर करके देते हैं, जो एथलीट अभी दौड़ के आया है और उसका रसक्षय हुआ है, तो लाजा मंथ है सद्योतर्पण करने वाला है। फिर रक्त धातु के जो चीज़ें हैं कि गुड़, एक सिंपल एक गुड़ मुंह में रख के अगर चूस लिया, या खरजूर आदि मंथ है आयुर्वेद में एक अच्छी चीज़ बताई है, जिसमें सारे अम्ल और हृदय, हृदय मतलब क्या, हृदयाय मनसाय हितम, मन को मन को जो प्रसन्न करते हैं ऐसी चीज़ें हैं। द्राक्षा मतलब मृद्विका, द्राक्षा फलोत्तमा, वो सबसे अच्छा रक्त धातु का जीवन कर्म करने वाली है। मांस धातु में भी ऐसे अलग अलग आहार्य द्रव्य है, जिसमें मीट, फिश, अभी किसी ने बात की कि मीट और फिश का कुछ आयुर्वेद को विरोध नहीं है। गो पीयूष, खरवस जिसको बोलते हैं, ये नित्य सेवनीय में नहीं आता है, लेकिन इसको हम कभी कभी उस एथलीट की रिक्वायरमेंट के अनुसार, उसको अगर मांस धातु को बढ़ाना है, वेट को बढ़ाना है, बृहण कर्म को करना है, तो जरूर उसको खरबस खिला सकते हैं। कुष्मांड ये भी एक ऐसा वल्ली फल है कि सबसे अच्छा सर्वश्रेष्ठ वल्ली फल है, जो वृक्ष भी है और वो मांसवर्धक भी है। उड़द या माश जिसकी बहुत सारी बात हुई है, जो शुक्र श्रुति वृद्धि कर ऐसे बताया है। फिर आते हैं आहार्य द्रव्य, जिसमें मेद धातु को बढ़ाने वाले। मेद इटसेल्फ क्या है? फैट है। तो तिल का तेल ऐसा बताया कि स्थूल को कृश करने वाला और कृश को स्थूल करने वाला। जरूरत के अनुसार हम अपने शरीर को बना सकते हैं तिल तेल के पान से। फिर जो सारे इंडियन स्वीट्स आते हैं, शीरा है, हलवा है, लड्डू है, ये सारे मेद धातु को बढ़ाने वाले हैं। देसी गाय का घी ऑफ कोर्स। उसके बाद आता है अस्थि धातु। उसमें खाद्य द्रव्य मैंने जैसे बताया, चने हैं, गन्ना है, अखरोट है, और सबसे इम्पॉर्टेंट है पंचखाद्य। इसके बारे में मैं फिर आपके पैनल डिस्कशन में बात करूंगी। तो 5 ख इसमें आते हैं कि जो अस्थि धातु का सबसे अच्छा टॉनिक हम मान सकते हैं। गुंदड़ या गोंद, गोंद के लड्डू, मेथी के लड्डू जो हेमंत ऋतु में हम खाते हैं, सभी धातु का रसायन है। तो जो अस्थि, मज्जा, शुक्र और मांस सभी धातुओं के लिए रसायन है। उसके बाद आहार्य रसायन द्रव्य में आता है मज्जा धातु और शुक्र धातु। तो इसमें पाया सूप दिख रहा है आपको, तो स्वयं मज्जा, बोन मैरो का सूप हम खिला सकते हैं, अग्नि का विचार करके अर्थात। और सारे जो नट्स है, ड्राई फ्रूट्स नहीं, ड्राई नट्स, नट्स मतलब फल की मज्जा ही है वो। तो जो फल की मज्जा है वो शरीर में भी मज्जा धातु का पोषण करेंगे। तो वृद्धि समाने सर्वेशाम इस न्याय से जो चीज़ बाहर में जिस पंचभौतिक कॉन्फ़िगरेशन से बना हुआ है, और जो चीज़ बाहर जो काम करती है, वही चीज़ शरीर में जाकर भी वही काम करने वाली है। तो बाहर जो मज्जा धातु हमको दिख रहा है प्राणियों का, उसको देने से डायरेक्ट मज्जा धातु बढ़ने वाला है, उसको देने से डायरेक्ट मज्जा नट्स से बढ़ने वाली है। उसके बाद टाइप्स ऑफ आहार्य द्रव्य फॉर एन एथलीट, उसमें हम 2 मुख्य मुद्दे ध्यान में रखने चाहिए कि ओजोवर्धन और रसायन, ये चीज़ें हमको नित्य सेवनीय आहार में होना चाहिए। क्योंकि ओज एक ऐसी चीज़ है कि जिसकी बात अभी सुबह से हो रही है कि एथलीट बाकी पूरी तरह से फिट है, लेकिन ऐन मौके पे जब कंपटीशन आता है तब वो परफॉर्म नहीं कर पाता है। तो उसके लिए क्या करना चाहिए? तो एक तरह की ओजक क्षीणता है वो। उसमें कहा है ओज की क्षीणता के लक्षण में बताया कि बिभेति दुर्बलो भिक्षुणो ध्यायति व्यथितेन्द्रिय दुश्चाय दुर्मनश्चय वृक्षो भवति मानव। तो पहला ही शब्द क्या बताया? बिभेति, मतलब डर जाता है, ऐन मौके पे शस्त्र डाल देता है। तो ऐसे उसका अगर ओजोवर्धन करना है तो पहले से ही उसको 2 नित्य रसायन खिलाने की ज़रूरत है। उसमें एक है गोदुग्ध और दूसरा है गोघृत। गोदुग्ध मतलब देसी गाय का दूध और देसी गाय का घी, ये दोनों चीज़ें नित्य रसायन है। घृतक तो उन्होंने बताया कि कर्म सहस्त्र कृत सहस्त्र वीर्य। तो घृत एक ही देने से सहस्त्र काम, 100 काम, हजारों काम हम एक साथ करके ले सकते हैं। इसके लिए आयुर्वेद में इतनी सारी सिद्ध घृतों की रेंज आती है। तो ये सारे घृत हम नित्य आहार में देना चाहिए। जब स्पोर्ट्स है तो उसके अगले दिन ही घी पिलाया ऐसा नहीं चल सकता है। तो उसके आहार में बचपन से लेकर आज तक रोज घी का इनकॉर्पोरेशन होना चाहिए। आंवला भी एक ऐसी चीज़ है, मैं हमेशा कहती हूँ एन आंवला अ डे कीप ऑल द वैद्याज अवे। तो अगर आपको हमारे जैसे वैद्य राजा यमस्य सहोदरा ऐसे कहा है, तो ये यमस्य सहोदरा आपके पास आना नहीं चाहिए ऐसा लगता है, तो रोज़ एक आंवला खाना चाहिए। तो अभी च्यवनप्राश के रूप में, धात्री प्राश के रूप में, आंवले के शरबत के रूप में, आंवले के मुरब्बे के रूप में, कैसे भी आप उसको खा सकते। तो ये हेमंत ऋतु से शुरू कर दिवाली टू होली एटलीस्ट रोज एक आंवला खाना चाहिए। तो ये सारे हो गए रसायन। फिर कृतान्न वर्ग की भी बहुत बड़ी लिस्ट आयुर्वेद में दी हुई है। उसमें कृतयूष है, अकृतयूष है, ओदन है। अभी ओदन का ही एग्जाम्पल ले लो, चावल, सिंपल चावल। उस चावल में अगर हम उसको पेज को, मंड को निकाल कर अगर देते तो लघु होता है। तो जिसकी पचन शक्ति कम है उसको पहले मंड पेया दे दो, बाद में उसको सिंपल ओदन दे दो, बाद में जिसमें पेया अंदर रखी हुई है ऐसा ओदन दे दो। और आगे वो लिखते हैं कि जिसमें फल, शाक, वसा, मज्जा, इन सब का उपयोग, मतलब हमारी बिरयानी। तो जिनका अग्नि अच्छा बढ़ गया है, हेमंत ऋतु है, अच्छा अग्नि तीक्ष्ण है, तो बिरयानी खिलाओ, क्या दिक्कत है, क्या प्रॉब्लम है। तो कोई चीज़ से हमको परेशानी नहीं है, हमको सिर्फ मैचिंग करना है कि वो चीज़ फिट हो रही है कि नहीं इस केस में। और एक ही पर्सन में भी ये डायनामिक होता है, ये चेंज होते रहता है कि अगर हेमंत ऋतु है तो उसी आदमी की अग्नि तीव्र रहेगी, उसी आदमी की बारिश के ऋतु में अग्नि कमज़ोर रहेगी, मंद रहेगी। तो इसके लिए ये डायनामिक चीज़ है। एक बार ठप्पा लगा लिया तुमको ये आहार, तो ऐसे नहीं चलेगा। हर ऋतु के अनुसार, हर वय के अनुसार उसको चेंज करते रहना पड़ेगा। तो इसके लिए दिस इज़ द ब्यूटी ऑफ आयुर्वेद एंड दिस इज़ एक्चुअली आई विल से कि आयुर्वेद में इतनी बड़ी रेंज है, इट्स अ ब्रॉड स्पेक्ट्रम साइंस। वेसवारा नाम की एक चीज़ है जो खीमा जैसी चीज़ है, तो इस खीमा को भी हम बहुत अच्छा बलोपचय वर्धन ऐसे कहा है, तो उसको इस्तेमाल कर सकते हैं। अभी सबका फेवरेट है आजकल पनीर और चीज़, तो इसको किलाट कुर्चिका मोरण ऐसे बताया। वे प्रोटीन आजकल सबका प्यारा है, वे प्रोटीन जो सारे स्पोर्ट्समैन लेते हैं, तो वे क्या है, तो मोरण है आयुर्वेद का। तो इसको स्पष्ट रूप से लिखा है कि नित्य असेवनीय। क्यों नित्य असेवनीय लिखा? क्योंकि वो त्रिदोषकारक है, ग्लपनकारक है, अभिसंधि है, और ये सब ऐसा क्यों होता है? क्योंकि ये सारी चीज़ें गुरु है, ये पचने में हेवी है, ये नॉर्मली नहीं पचेगी, लेकिन एक स्पोर्ट्समैन के लिए इसकी ज़रूरत है। तो आप किलाट कुर्चिका पीयूष इसको अग्नि को देखकर जरूर खिलाओ, इसका उपयोग कर सकते हैं, लेकिन वो नित्य आहार में नहीं होना चाहिए। और एक लास्ट पॉइंट मैं बोलती हूँ, विरूढ़क, ये भी एक बहुत ही आजकल चर्चा का विषय है कि स्प्राउट्स जो उठता है, आज जिम ज्वाइन किया, दूसरे दिन से स्प्राउट्स चालू, और तीसरे दिन सीधा वैद्य के पास, क्योंकि उसको गैस शुरू हो जाता है, बदहजमी, पेट दुखना, ये सब प्रॉब्लम शुरू हो जाते हैं। तो व्यायाम करने के बाद अग्नि जब बढ़ेगी तब आप इसको ले सकते हैं, और इसको भी संस्कार करके लेना चाहिए। अगर वात प्रकृति का प्लेयर है और उसको अगर विरूढ़ का खाना है तो उसको थोड़ा सा बॉईल करो, उसको तेल अपना मस्टर्ड इसका तड़का लगाओ और बाद में उसको दे दो, हींग जीरा का तड़का लगाओ। पित्त प्रकृति वाला है तो उसको थोड़ा सा पका के घी जीरा का तड़का लगाओ। कफ प्रकृति वाला है तो उसमें त्रिकटु और मध डालो और दे दो। तो इसको हम कल्पना कर सकते हैं कि प्रकृति के अनुसार, वय के अनुसार उसको कैसे यूज़ करना है। तो जैसे वाग्भट ने कहा कि नानौषधि भूतम जगति किंचित द्रव्यम अस्ति, वैसे आहार जो स्पोर्ट्समैन के लिए यूज़फुल नहीं है, ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं है। उसको हम किस तरह से युक्ति से उसकी योजना करते हैं, वो इम्पॉर्टेंट बात है। तो ये जो योजना है हम वैद्यों को सीखना चाहिए। तो आज डायटेटिक्स जिसका बहुत बड़ा नाम है सारे वर्ल्ड में, इससे अच्छा नाम आयुर्वेद की आहार संकल्पना का हो सकता है। और नॉट ओनली इन एथलेटिक्स, इन एवरी field of life, in every profession, we can be the best ahara tadnya than the so-called dietitians. That is a message what I want to convey. Thank you all.
Thank you, madam. I'm very proud to say that we have with us Dr. Govinda Reddy. To introduce Govinda Reddy, I repeat, we may require multiple sessions, but in short, Dr. Govinda Reddy is Ayurved Brihaspati. He is currently Assistant Director in RRA Poddar Central Ayurvedic Research Center under the Central Council for Research in Ayurveda Sciences, Ministry of Ayush. Dr. Govinda Reddy is very active in medico-social activities. He is an Ayurvedic surgeon with more than 35 years of experience, an expert in Ksharasutra Chikitsa and injury management, researcher in cancer and non-communicable diseases. He has many big books to his credit and many more are in the process of publication. He has been visiting many conferences and seminars in various capacities as guest lecturer or expert, as expert in 119 seminars, 13 international and 68 national conferences. He has presented 31 research papers, 78 articles are published, and has attended 115 international seminars. He has 46 awards to his credit. I cannot read the big list because of time, but I'm very proud to announce that he has been awarded with Ayush Award of CCRAS in 2018, Dhanvantari Puraskar, to name a few, and the most prestigious Rajabhasha Kirti Puraskar by the then President of India, late Pranab Mukherjee. We are honored to have you, sir, over here, and I request you to have a few words with our all experts. Thank you.
Om Dhanvantaraya Namaha. Good evening to all. Very good evening. First of all, I am very, very thankful to the organizers giving the opportunity to chair of this session, and that too, the speaker is my classmate from Podaret. So I am very proud. So being a Podaret, and my sincere thanks to Shri Manoj Devalekar sir for giving the opportunity, founder of Kridakal and principal of Gyan Prabodhini School, and for this wonderful session of sports Ayurveda. It is a new subject, and this subject is from the Ayurveda sides. We know very well about this Kerala. We have the institution. There's a work is going on, but still in Maharashtra and northern sides, it's a new concept of the sports Ayurveda. And one more, my gratitude to my Honorable DG, Director General of CCRS, Central Council for Research in Ayurvedic Sciences, Ministry of Ayush, Government of India, giving the sanctioning of my deputation of to here. So within very short period, I am thankful to him also. And in Ayurveda, in brief, we have the many concepts like a Panchakarma for the sports Ayurveda. We can work on that. And even Marma Chikitsa. So previous speaker also told me that Marma Chikitsa. We can give the excellent results with the Marma Chikitsa. Already one of my institute at Cheruturthi, that is a National Institute of especially for Panchakarma. It's one of the best institute in the country for doing the Panchakarma procedures under the Ministry of Ayush. So we have the 100-bedded hospital of that. It's a center of excellence of the hospital, and they are conducting of the even Marma Chikitsa diploma courses also, training courses, and the excellent results for the sports persons with the Marmas and even Panchakarmas. For example, just recently one patient came from the Hyderabad. His father is from the DIG of Madhya Pradesh. Mr. Shashank Singh is a IPL cricket player. So just referred to my place and had taken care of him. He has injury in the thighs during this cricket, playing the cricket. And he got injury in the thigh, and he went to the physiotherapist and orthopedic surgeon. They said the rest, but he did not cure, and someone has referred to me at Podar. He came and I examined everything. I just suggested our Panchakarma with physiotherapy. We have the very good integrative system at my center. Physiotherapy and our Panchakarmas. I applied for this just local Sarvanga Snehan Svedan and Shalishastika Pindasved. Just within 10 days, he got the excellent results, and he had taken again MRI. So previous MRI, and again he has taken the MRI. So the results are par excellence. So that is my concept is for the all Ayurvedic, our doctors, we work very sincerely. Definitely we will get the results. That is my suggestion. And even Dr. Urmila Pitkar, she has taken in the dietetics, that is Ahar Vishay for the sports persons. She has explained each and every corner, very small things, very beautiful examples. So all we had taken. And one more thing is dietetics and nutrition. We have the one of good institution in the ICMR, that is the Indian Council of Medical Research at NIN, that is the National Institute of Nutrition at Hyderabad. And there is a lot of studies is going on the sports persons for the dietetics also, even in Ayurveda, like an integrative approach. So the CCRS is funding for that also. There is also research. And before that, diet for the sports person, we have to take care of, already explained by the Dr. Urmila ji, for the Agni concept. Agni concept is very, very important for the sports persons, and even how you are giving the diet schedules and season-wise, reason-wise, and quantity of the, like, and that means Satmya, Asatmya. She has explained everything very beautifully. And my suggestion in this for some of the health drinks is also coming, Ayurveda health drinks. So we have to explore the more research on that drinks and even Ayurvedic rasayanas like a Chavanprash, Ashwagandha Valeya, we are giving. And someone is, one more session, they are asking for the dopamine test and like that. So we have to explore in pharmacological and pharmacopoeial standards also for that Ayurvedic. Morning, Honorable Savarikar sir is also explained everything for that. So that is very, very necessary to the research aspect, a research point of view. So the CCRS is also doing many dietetic projects like Poshan Maha. So that Women and Child Development and our CCRS, there is a Ministry of Ayush, is doing a lot of work on the dietetics. So we are conducting the Poshan Saptas, Poshan Mahas, and even we have adopted for some of the schools, for the Ekalavya schools, for the dietetics. So we are supplying of the nutritional diets to them, nutritional health foods to them. So we are taking before the treatment and before the giving the diets, and we are taking entire the history, and after the diet also we are taking entire this hematological examinations and everything. And even CCRS is doing some of the Ayurveda mobile health camps. So in that also we are providing the dietetics to the common people. We are adopting the many schools for this dietetic programs. And so one more is the validation is also very, very important. Validation of the dietetics, this is a concept we must take care. And my sincere suggestion to all the faculty and as well as the students, better to go through the website of the Ayush, Ministry of Ayush, just to see the many projects is upcoming, and there is many information is there on that, and there is a extramural research program is there on that. So in that project you can apply. So I even am suggesting to this college also. So you can, I will definitely help for this college in the EMR mode. So extramural research program for the sports person, we can take on this dietetics or any panchakarmas. So even Agni Karma is also very good, and even Marmachik is also good. And you can take with the nearby college like Tilak is there. Many colleges is there in Pune, and for this college, and definitely I will help for that. And my sincere thanks to my senior technical officer, Dr. Amresh Dhedge. Because of him only I introduced here, and he is one of the best scientists of my institute. And I will tell this Manoj Develkar sir to involve the Amresh to take this EMR project for this further studies of the any project. Thank you very much for giving the opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, Reddy sir. We declare that this session is over, and we come forward for the last session of this day, of the day 1, that is Diet and Supplement for Athletes by Vaidya Prakash Thomre, Vaidya Urmila Pitkar, and Dr. Tejas Lime. Just give us 2 to 3 minutes so that we change the arrangement, and then we start with our last session. There are some announcements which I have to make. Friends, some of you have informed that you would be submitting their posters. So we request you to submit the posters physically. You may note down the number of our volunteer to whom the poster is to be submitted. You have to submit your posters to Mr. Ananda Birazdar. Mr. Ananda Birazdar. His cell number is 9960007589. All the participants who have got their posters, you have to please submit it physically to Mr. Ananda Birazdar. His cell number 9960007589. I also request you to do visit our stalls, which are there down, and also request you all to remain present for the Krida Pratyakshik, that is the sports demonstration by the students of Krida Kul, and I'm sure you'll be amazed with their physical capacities. There is one more very important announcement for all the participants. Tomorrow is the last day of our conference. All those participants who wants to express their views have to give their names to Vaidya Dipti Dharmadhikari. We may permit, due to time constraint, we may permit only 3 to 4 participants to express their views. So anyone who desires to express their views should give their names to Vaidya Dipti Dharmadhikari. I now request Vaidya Amruta Deshmukh and Vaidya Nilesh Shirke to escort all our dignitaries on the dais for the last session of the day 1 of the conference. I once again welcome all the dignitaries on the dais. We start our session again with the Omkars. Hari Om. Over to Dr. Rajiv.
Namaskar, good evening. Previous session, Magasta Satra was like Samudra Manthan and everything was coming out. आणि आता प्रत्यक्ष सगळे हिरे स्टेजवर बसलेले आहेत आणि now we will be having wonderful session again related to diet and supplement of athletes. Two things that I would like to comment here is Ayurveda is miracle. Ayurveda is miracle, jadoo. म्हणजे काय? What is it? Knowledge of doer and ignorance of seer is miracle. जादू म्हणजे करणाऱ्याचं ज्ञान आणि बघणाऱ्याचं अज्ञान. ह्याला जादू म्हणतात आणि हे सगळे आयुर्वेदाचे जादूगार इथे बसलेले आहेत असं मला वाटतं. दिस इज व्हॉट आय एम फीलिंग. सेकंड इम्पॉर्टंट थिंग दॅट आय वुड लाईक टू make a point is whenever there is a sale, we jump and go and buy things. Why? Because discount. We get discount. And we are so habituated to that discounts that we have started discounting ourselves also and discounting Ayurveda also. And now it is time not to discount Ayurveda. We are learning wonderful things, wonderful principle, and then we require one caption. एक बार जो मैंने कमिटमेंट कर दी तो फिर मैं अपनी आपकी भी नहीं सुनता. Go for Ayurveda, committed. Power of Ayurveda. I would like to introduce Dr. Amruta Deshmukh, who is an Ayurveda Acharya and PhD designate, sports nutritionist, co-founder of Ayur Physio Wellness Center. She is team physician for I-League and Indian Super League Northeast United Football Club. Amruta Deshmukh and Nilesh Shirke will be anchoring the session. I hand over mic to Nilesh Shirke. Thank you.
Good evening, all of you. After having so insightful session of Urmila Bidkar ma'am, where she has emphasized all the basic principles of Ayurveda about nutrition and dietetics. The entire Ashtovahar Vidhi Visheshayatana is base of philosophy of dietetics in Ayurveda. So after having this session, we all are here to listen about the role of diet and supplements in performance of athletes. So every athlete's, their fitness, performance and perseverance are the keys of every athlete's successful career. So to have these keys in hand, the nutrition, their training and recovery, these are the basis of this tripod of their success. So they are, when we say they are basis of their tripod of their success, they are equally important. So as their training is important, equally their recovery is important, and as equally their nutrition is important. Because when we are working with young athletes, we have to work on their performance as well as we have to focus on their growth, and we have to take them all together. So here we will be focusing on fitness. This is all about fitness. And performance is the expression of their skills plus their fitness in the under competitive pressure. So how nutrition and supplements plays important role in their performance, we will discuss in this session. I request Dr. Nilesh Shirke to introduce our panelists and start the discussion.
Thank you, Urmila madam. I know it has been a long and breathtaking day for all of us. Since morning 9 o'clock, we all are here, and we are towards the end of our today's day, and all are eagerly waiting for the Krida Pratyakshik, which are to be held at 6:30 p.m. So to start with this session, I would like to introduce our today's panelists. Our first panelists are Dr. Prakash Thomre. Sir are head of department of Swastha Vrutta at Tilak Ayurved Mahavidyalaya. He has done his MD in Ashtang Ayurved Mahavidyalaya Pune. He has done his MD in Swastha Vrutta and MA in Sanskrit. He has a long teaching experience of 22 years. Coming to his sports achievements, Sir has finished Comrades Marathon in 2022, last year, which was held in South Africa. It's a 90-kilometer run, and Sir has completed it in a record time of 11.04 hours. he has also finished 100 kilometers Pune Ultra Marathon in 2019. Sir has completed 5 half iron distance marathon five times. Sir is also a super renderer title in 2019. Also 50 kilometer ultra marathon sir has completed 4 times. Adding to that, sir has completed 9 full marathon and 35 plus half marathons. So I think big lot of applause for our guest panelist, Dr. Prakash Thumre sir. Our next panelists are Dr. Tejas Limaye. Madam has completed her MSc and PhD in Health and Science. She is a dietitian and diabetes educator. Currently, she is a consultant nutritionist, joint secretary, Pune chapter at IDA. She is affiliated to diabetes unit at KEM Hospital, Pune. Also, just for Hearts Pune, HP MDI HPCL Management Institute. In her achievements, she is the first ranker holder at Savitribai Phule Pune University. Also, recipient of Inspire Fellowship DST. She has total 12 papers published in national and international journals. Dr. Tejas Limaye. To introduce our chairperson, Vaidya Jyoti Mundargi Madam. She has done her graduation BMS in 1989 in Solapur University, Solapur Ayurveda College. She has done post-graduation diploma in meditation, also MSc in meditation. She has got a vast clinical experience of 35 years in pure Ayurvedic practice at Talegaon Dabhade near Pune. She has got various awards in the field of Ayurveda. To mention a few from those: Excellence in Ayurveda at Mauritius in International Conference, late Vaidya Purushottam Shastri Nanal Award in 2015. Also, recently she has got Dhanvantari Award by Baidyanath and Moropant Pingde Award in Panchagavya. Vaidya Jyoti Mundargi Madam. We are already introduced to Vaidya Urmila Pitkar Madam and Mariam Madam. So without wasting much time in introduction, I would hand over the mic to Dalal Madam.
Yes, we go ahead with the felicitations. I request Mr. Aditya Shinde, the administrator of Jnana Prabodhini Navanagar Vidyalaya Nigdi and head of Gurukul, which is again a very innovative experiment in the field of education, 12-hour school, to felicitate our chairperson, Vaidya Jyoti Mundargi ji. I request our chairperson, Vaidya Jyoti ji, to felicitate all our participants and experts. Vaidya Prakash Thumre, Vaidya Urmila Pitkar, Madam Mariam, Dr. Tejas Limaye. Our co-anchors today, Vaidya Amruta Deshmukh, and Vaidya Nilesh Shirke. Over to you, Vaidya Amruta and Vaidya Nilesh, for the further proceedings of the session. Thank you.
Thank you, Pratibha. We have here a diverse panel, including modern nutritionist Dr. Tejas and Dr. Prakash Thomre, who is Ayurveda doctor and also athlete. So he will be sharing his experiences and role of Ayurveda in his entire journey. And Dr. Urmila Pitkar madam, who had shared philosophical base of Ayurvedic nutrition and the role in sports nutrition. And Mariam ma'am, she is the top level athlete, and also she will be explaining us the athletes' role, athletes' point of view, and how athletes look towards nutrition in their role of performance. Okay, so I would start with the.
Yeah, I know ahar or diet is the core part of our today's conference. So moving with this ahar, I would like to go to Dr. Prakash sir. What is actual role of nutrition or ahar in performance of an athlete? How does ahar plays a role in the performance of an athlete?
Good afternoon all. Frankly speaking, I started my endurance journey since 2017, December 2017. And the diet which I was taking priorly and now is not significantly having any difference in that diet. So I am following, so I am following the same diet which I was taking priorly and now also. Hello. As everyone knows that for endurance sports, you should have a proper diet having more protein, more carbohydrate and fat. But I look in a way that what is mentioned about Vyayama is that Lagavam Karma Samartyam Diptognir Medasakshayaha. So Vyayam causes the fat and kapha reduces from our body. Simultaneously, what I observe that after doing my endurance training, say about 4 hours or 6 hours, 7 hours, I can observe that my body is becoming somewhat warmer than my natural temperature. So when I studied that slok further, that Lagavam Karma Samartyam Diptognir Medasakshayaha Vibhakta Ganaghatratvam Vyayamad Upajayate Vata Pitta Mayi Bali Vruddho Ajirnim Cha Tam Tejat. So it is mentioned that those persons having Vata Vyadhi and Pitta Vyadhi, they should not perform Vyayama. Then I search more in that and I observe that due to Vyayama, kapha and meda reduces, also simultaneously Vata and Pitta get vitiated. And when I observe that Vata and Pitta gets vitiated, I studied for that the diet which reduces Vata and Pitta. And surprisingly, I got good results in that. First thing is I found that Sarpi hi Vata Pitta Haranam. In Agre Sangra it is mentioned that Sarpi reduces Vata and Pitta. Then Kshira Kshira also reduces Vata and Pitta. Then Kshira Grutabhyas, that is Kshira Grutabhyas or Rasayananam. It is the best Rasayan. So I started my diet or my first food because my day start with at least 10 kilometers of run, at least 2 kilometers of swim or 30 to 40 kilometers of cycling. When I come to home, I used to take milk and Siddha Gruta. Preferably I use Dhanvantar Grutam. So 1 glass of milk and Grutam is the first diet I used to take after my workout. So these things are very much important that Kshira Grutabhyas, I should subside my Vata and Pitta immediately. So before COVID, since up to 2019, I used to take whey protein as a regular fashion in amongst the athletes, that after workout take the whey protein with milk or with water. But after COVID, since 2020, I totally stopped whey protein from my diet, and I didn't reduce any weight or any muscle reduction in my body weight. So these things are important. Also, there are certain things which I would like to mention in future about pre-workout, during workout, and post-workout afterwards.
I would like to ask the same question to Dr. Tejas to address the importance of nutrition on terms of macronutrients and micronutrients, the aspect of modern nutrition on that.
At the outset, I would like to thank the organizers for inviting me. It's a great pleasure to be here. Coming to the point, performance of an athlete is very much dependent on the food he eats and the way he eats, and at the time, duration, very different factors, many factors are involved. So firstly, if we could understand the meaning of diet, it will be easy for us to translate it into the practice. So diet means the way of life. So the nutritional aspect for any sports person should fit into the daily routine, and it shouldn't be extraordinarily different than usual routine. That's first thing. So it should be a part of regular life. The person should feel like he's eating same food as a family food or as a normal individual food. Secondly, there are specific requirements which should be taken into consideration, and every sports type will have different requirements. So endurance sports will have different type of requirements, strength training or any exercise involving muscle training, muscle activity will require different nutrients, different quantity of those nutrients. So one rule shouldn't be applied to all type of sports, all type of personalities. It depends on many factors. So important is the diet should be personalized, individualized, and no blanket statements to be made when it comes to diet. So protein supplements are not required for everyone. Everyone is different. So I think role of nutrition is quite diverse, and performance is dependent on nutrition, and not only the food but also the fluids, but also the, as I said, way the person eats. At the end of the day, if you consider, finally diet is not just nutrition. It is for pleasure, it is for satiety. So the diet should be quite appropriate as far as the palatability is concerned. There shouldn't be any monotony. The person should feel happy at the end of the day and shouldn't crib about the supplements or the common foods which are there in the athlete's diet, like somebody mentioned before, paneer, tofu, cheese. These are common foods, but everybody may not need it, and everybody can try different recipes of it to break monotony. And I always say diet should be as natural as possible. Better if it is not too refined, too processed, so it is better to assimilate. Therefore, nutrition is important for performance and for overall health. Performance is not the only target. The sports person should be healthy and shouldn't have any side effects of any particular diet. So both for performance as well as for general health, I think diet and nutrition is very important, and the qualified person should plan the diet and not the experts in the gym, so-called experts in the gym. Those who are actually the trainers, they don't know anything about diet, but the dietitians, nutritionists, or the experts in different pathies can help the person formulate and design a good diet, which can definitely enhance performance and won't affect health in wrong way.
Yes, definitely, madam. So, as Ayurveda says that some are Aushadhi Dravya, some are Ahariya Dravya, and some are both Aushadhi plus Ahariya. So, as Prakash Thomre said that he used to consume Ghrita, Dhanvantar Ghrita, or Kshiropak. So, those are both Ahariya plus Aushadhiya. And as Tejas madam told that some are common food products which we consume daily in our diet, and some are specialized which are required while actual performance. And Ayurveda basically emphasizes on personal care or personalized diet. So I think this concept is to be kept in mind that not everyone should go behind a specific diet or a specific protein supplement, but it should be specific to his prakruti. We say that Vyakti Titkya Prakruti in Marathi, we say that Vyakti Titkya Prakruti. So it should be our prakruti wise. So for the next question, I hand over to Amruta madam.
Thank you. As Dr. Prakash sir has said, though we follow nutrition day to day, roti sabzi, dal rice is there, we have our meals. So when it comes to competition or when it comes to training, athletes are training, their daily schedule is different. They are training for 4 to 6 hours in a day, as Mariam ma'am has said and Sharvari ma'am has said, that professional athletes also work out for 8 to 12 hours in a day. So when they are working out or when they are having so strenuous schedule of training, and also their competitive schedule is so power packed, so how to apply nutrition and how they look at nutrition in their around their training? I would like to ask Dr. Prakash sir about it.
Hello. Nutrition, when I told that during workout, I usually don't take any nutritional supplements like EAA, essential amino acids, or BCAA, or like that. I used to use only organic supplements during my workout. Like say, during my comrades marathon, it was of 11 hours, and during that workout I used to take only the health supplements provided by the organizers during the route, and it was having chikki, that is jaggery and groundnut, then fruits, various kinds of fruits are there. Then much important during the long workout is your electrolytes imbalance. So during that time, I used to take, for electrolyte imbalance, I used to take Sendav and Mrudvika, and Sendav and Kharjur. So it gives a good quality of your calories. Also, electrolyte imbalance, it takes care. And during that period, what is more important in endurance sports is you should not you should not go through your aerobic base, or you should not enter in your anaerobic base. If you are entering your anaerobic base, you are going to fall down, or you are going to miss the target. So what is important during your endurance sports is to maintain your aerobic base throughout the workout. And what is available during the route, I am used to take that only.
Thank you, sir. I would like to ask Mariam ma'am about importance of hydration, water, and electrolytes in performance.
Yeah, for me it's one the most important because our body is working with exchange between the minerals and the electrolytes. So that's why it's very important to not supplement, but to bring good minerals to your body. So that's why I have changed my diet, and I am a diet fresh and alive, because it brings me minerals I can absorb by my body. Because when you take like supplements they propose on the shop, they are not alive. So it means you bring like minerals, vitamins, but they are dead minerals. So it takes a lot of energy for your body to take the advantage of what you bring. So it's better to bring something very alive, like also I'm using seawater, because you have all the minerals you can find on the planet. So it means you will miss nothing during my race or during my training.
She has been using seawater to balance her electrolytes and her hydration, and also she is the only known fruitarian athlete who has worked in endurance. Then I would like to ask Urmila Pitkar ma'am about the concept of tarpana and how it can be used in training and performance of athletes.
Namaskar. Tarpana is actually Tarpayati is the main basic function which we expect from the Tarpana karma. So when the athlete runs on the track for 400 meter or whatever 100 meters, so lot of water or rasadhatu becomes shina, rasadhatu becomes weak, and for rasadhatu the prinana karma is suggested by in the text. So how we can achieve that actually in the field? So there are many good prinana kalpas which have been described in the text. Also it is there in our culture. Like the Vasanta Rutu will come now, and lot of sweating will be there from the body. So naturally the nature sends lot of fruits which have good rasa dhatu in them, like juicy fruits like jam, then karvan, jambul, kokum. So all these, even cucumber, then all valli phalas like watermelon. So all these come in this summer season naturally. So whatever is there is required in that particular season, nature sends this, nature produces that for us. So that is what is the natural arrangement which we call as a mother nature. So all these things can be used naturally for the tarpan purpose, like all the fruit juices which are seasonal fruits. Then different panaks have been described in Ayurveda, like Kharjuradi Mantha. It comes in the Madatya Adhyay to control the Vata Pitta Prakop because of having Madhya. So that Kharjuradi Mantha is the combination in which there is a kola, mrudvika, kharjura. All these are rasa and rakta dhatu, prinana and jivana dravyas. And therefore it's mantha. Mantha means it should be churned in water and a panak or sharbat like thing is prepared, which nowadays you get it ready-made also, but it is better to make it fresh. Second is one more thing that I have explained in my lecture, that Saktu Mantha. So Saktu is one of the best thing, and they have actually claimed in text that it is Sadhyo Tarpana. So if the Saktu is mixed with water with little amount of ghee into that, and if it is taken after the running or after the workout, when there is a rasa kshaya stage is there, or which you call dehydrated stage, at that time Saktu Mantha also can be used, and the simple things which are very easily available in that coconut water, lassi, then chash, then all the types of sharbats and panak, fruit juices, even the natural fruits. So this can be the very easy way, and the most easiest way is good pani. So just take a small amount of good. If the good is old one, in Ayurveda text it has been quoted that the old good have Rudya Guna. So old good, Juna good, which is 1 year or old. So if that good, we can keep with us, if we chew them just, it is called a chosha thing. So if you just chew it, or if you use it with water, then it's a great thing, tarpana. And therefore in olden days, if someone comes from the sun, they used to give good pani. So that was the custom. So actually Ayurveda is there in our culture. And if we just observe that, and we can even use that for the players for various stages and as per their need.
Thank you, ma'am. I would like to ask Dr. Tejas ma'am about the role of hydration in performance, where water and other electrolytes, how it comes into the diet of athletes.
Yes. As you all know, when we are active or when we perform any kind of sports or exercise, we lose water in the form of sweat. And that's not just water. Sweat is a combination of water as well as electrolytes. So replenishing fluids only with water is not sufficient. That's the common mistake some players do. They will drink only water. That is not sufficient. It should be a combination of electrolytes in water. And some examples we just saw, that coconut water is a good combination of electrolytes and water, or plain nimbu sharbat is a good combination. ORS or electrol we get in the market is a good combination, and we can make it at home easily. It shouldn't be, or it may not be the commercial one, but at home you can definitely make it with simple preparation. There are other things like some preparations like whey water can be used, or there are many things. Kokum water can be used. Jal jeera is a kind of simple fluid or combination of good electrolytes as well as fluids, water. And when a person replenishes those fluids with electrolytes, the energy is instantly regained, or the performance enhances, because otherwise the person feels weak. And also, along with fluids and electrolytes, if we can supplement some amount of energy source like glucose, and it can be through regular glucose powder, or can be through honey, or good water as ma'am said, or regular sugar in water, that becomes a perfect combination. So that kind of fluid can definitely provide electrolytes, water, as well as some energy source. So it will be really refreshing after any kind of strenuous activity. So that's very important. And more importantly, you must have seen people drinking those sports drinks or energy gels to replenish the lost nutrients. But I always feel that consuming such expensive and synthetic products is not really necessary. You can easily make those at home, make with easy preparations, and that can serve the purpose.
Thank you, ma'am. I would like to share my experience while I was working with football. When during 90 minutes football match, during normal season, any footballer loses around 2.5 to 3 kgs of weight. And in hot days, it goes around 3.5 to 4 kgs. So they have to replenish this weight loss during very short duration of time, because they have to, during their competitive season, they have to play the next match within next 2 days or something like that. So athletes are always on fire, I will say, because though they follow all this nutrition, though the roti sabzi, dal rice, water are the major components of their diet, but the competitive pressure, this anxiety and the fear of I will fail or I will lack somewhere, I need something that extra mile to add into my diet. Athletes are looking towards supplements. So as we have panelists who are athletes and also they are sports scientists as well. I would like to ask Dr. Mariam ma'am about her journey, sports journey, where she was competing in endurance top level events, and also she was doing normal diet to what she is doing right now, and how she is looking at it into performance nutrition.
So yeah, for many years I have quite a normal diet like a sport athlete, and I was also used to take a lot of supplements because everybody push you on this way because they scare you. because I was professional athlete, so you want to perform, so you have a lot of publicity, advertisement of this way, and they push you to be more performant with the supplement. But I was feeling something was wrong, because I say, it can be possible to take all these supplements every day. It means you are doing something wrong. So I decided to change my diet and to be fruitarian. And at this moment, I stopped all the supplement I was used to take it, and just to observe how was my body still perform, and in fact it was much better than before. So I start to study a lot about the fruit diet, and I really realized, like they explained, in the fruits you have all what you need, and you don't need more, because you have the electrolyte, you have the glucose, what your body needs during the event and everything. So I was free of supplement. And I'm doing during my day, my normal training, I don't take any breakfast, because in the morning I'm doing my intensity training. And in fact, when you ask to your body to do a hard training, you ask a lot of effort. And if you take food, you ask also to your body to go on the digestion system. So you are asking to your body two different work, and it's not possible to work in the same time about the digestion and to give the maximum power to your body. So at the start, it was a little bit weird for me, because you always think if you don't have food, you will have not energy to perform. But on this situation, I was more performant without food than with food. So after I decide to avoid all the food will give me a lot of digestion. So during my competition, I'm doing only on the juice. So he helped me to recover faster and to be more efficient. So because I don't have digestion, I just take what my body needs. So yeah, this is my day.
I would like to ask Dr. Tejas ma'am, what are the roles of supplements and how it should be used, and what are the good supplements that athletes are allowed to use?
When it comes to supplements, I always give an example first. So I have many clients, those will ask me, "Ma'am, do I need supplement? I should take some supplement, I think." So I ask them, during your exams, do you start writing on the main answer paper, or do you start writing on the supplement first? So then they obviously answer that, yes ma'am, main paper first, and then if required, we used to take supplements. So I tell them, yes, similar is the case with dietary supplements. First, let's look at your diet. Can we improve it with natural foods? And can we, so the requirements should be fulfilled. So can we do that with original, regular, natural food? Let's look at it first. Let's plan your diet with natural foods first. And then if required, if needed, we can think about supplements later. So that's my first take. Supplements can be a need in certain situations. Sports or athletic performance, long hours of training can be one of the indications, because it requires tremendous energy. There is muscle turnover going on inside the body. There are oxidative radicals produced in the body. So to curb those, you need some antioxidants. Fluids should be replenished. So supplements are definitely needed. But preferably, the supplements should come from natural source first. And then, on the top of it, the requirements, if they are not fulfilled, or if it is too much to have through diet as a volume, then we can think about supplements. Secondly, there can be an issue with absorption. So some people may not absorb food as good as others. Some people might be intolerant to some foods like lactose. Those who are lactose intolerant, those who are gluten intolerant may need some supplements. Thirdly, there can be some preference issue, or there are some people, those who prefer only a vegan food. They won't even drink milk. They won't even have anything coming from animals. So that can be one of the indications to prescribe supplements. So considering everything, if needed, we should think about supplements. And in diet you can prepare different supplements at home with different ingredients. So people, those who are into mild kind of activity or moderate kind of sports, can consume homemade supplements. Even gym goers, there is a craze to have supplements there. So not needed because they work out only for 1 or 2 hours in a day. So their requirements can be definitely fulfilled with a good nutrition at home. They may not need supplements at all. And the supplements can be as simple as milk powder in different preparations, or some protein-rich food, soy flour, dals, sprouts. Those can suffice your regular requirement. Regularly, we need 0.8 gram of proteins per kg of your body weight. If you are into mild sports, you may require 1 gram. If you are into moderate sports, you may require 1.2. You may not at all need 2 grams of protein per kg. And people aim for 2 grams of protein per kg once they enter the gym. That's not the case. So I think first you find out the requirements. There are methods to do it, depending on your body composition, type of sports, duration of sports, intensity of sports. And then definitely supplements can be planned in a better way, preferring natural sources first and then taking into consideration the artificial ones.
Very nicely explained by Dr. Tejas. I would like to go with the same question to Dr. Prakash sir. He shifted from supplements to a normal diet. So we would like to hear from you how you shifted and the pros and cons of supplements. Is supplement necessary for all, for one or all?
Firstly, endurance sports, as I told priorly, that it vitiates vata. And also during long activities, say about 6 hours, 8 hours, your brain, your heart, your kidneys, all are in threat. So when I searched for that, and like a trimermia, so I got good reference about Lagu Panchamul, Shalaparni, Prusnaparni, Bruhati, Kantakari and Gokshur. So I used Lagu Panchamul Kshirpak regularly since 2020, and it gives very good result and very good recovery also for my heart rate, because in endurance sports your resting heart rate should be good, and so nowadays my resting heart rate is around 50 to 55, and it is having very good role in that. So another reference I got is in Vata Vyadhi Chikitsa, they mentioned that Ruste Payaha Sthira Siddham, means Rudgat Vata Chikitsa, they mentioned Sthira Siddha Kshira. So Shalaparni and Arjun, also I am regularly using, or intermittently I am using either Lagu Panchamul or Shalaparni and Arjun Kshirapak, and it gives very good results in my performance.
Thank you. I would like to ask Dr. Urmila Pitkar ma'am about how Ayurveda looks at the Ahariya Aushad, Ahariya energy dense recipes or formulations we come across in Ayurveda.
Previously, I have mentioned 1 or 2 in my lecture, like Kharjuradi Mantha, but 2-3 more I would like to tell all the audience here. So, first important is Panchamruta, so which is used in our day-to-day puja, and it contains 5 things in that. And my guru Vidyatai Zalukarji used to tell all her pediatric patients as well as the carrying women to take Panchamrut. So it's an excellent Dhatu Bruddhikara tonic which contains milk, then honey, sugar, curds and ghee in equal amount. So you must have used it in puja. So that Panchamrut is a very excellent source of all the Dhatu Pushti Dravyas, containing all the Dhatu Pushti Dravyas. Out of that, milk is for Rasa Dhatu, then honey and good is for Rakta Dhatu, Gruta for Majja and Mausa Dhatu, Dadi again for the Mausa Dhatu. So this excellent combination which is very, very traditional and tried and tested. But the amount we should take it is in the same form which we use for puja, and that has to be incorporated into day-to-day diet. It's not so that you will take 1 glass of milk and 1 glass of the curds and 1 glass of घृत. So its matra is very important. So that पंचामृत का जो छोटी सी एक ये हर घर में पूजा के लिए होती है, तो that amount is very important in that. The portion is very important. So that can be incorporated in day-to-day diet. Again, the need of calcium for the bones. So daily in Ayurveda, they have said to use tambula or vida after the lunch. So in that, all the nutrients are there, and the calcium carbonate or chuna, which is used to apply on that pan, it is only just one touch. It's not more. But that much calcium is actually properly absorbed in the body. So that much calcium is daily necessary. It is not so after getting osteoporosis, then you will have a big tablet of calcium. Out of that, 90% go into the toilet and only 1 or 2% gets absorbed. So daily input of calcium can be given by using day-to-day tambula bhakshan after having the food. So that food also gets properly digested and you get all the nutrients from the food because of that tambula. And also in tambula there are so many things like gulkan, there is chuna, there is katha, there is soft. So all these things are excellent for digestion, and you can get all the minerals from that. And the third thing I would like to say, panchakhadya. Panchakhadya, there are 5 kh in that. So kharik, that is dried dates, khopra, that is dried coconut, kishmish, that is kishmish, you know, then khadi sakar, khanda sita, that is khadi sakkar, badi wali khand, or khaskhas. So these are the 5 things. Again, this is an excellent combination which we use for Ganeshji's prasad. So Ganeshji's prasad is actually given to all the children in the home. So all the children get it from the childhood, that kharik badam ka khurak ya panchakhadya ka. So this panchakhadya, panchamrut, practice of having tambula every day after bhojan. So these are the practices which are there in our culture. And if we, these simple things, if we can incorporate in our day-to-day diet, then it gives you a long-lasting effect for the bones, for the mausa dhatu, for the asti dhatu, for the majja dhatu and all. So there are so many actually. Even simple narikela khandapak. Narikela khandapak म्हणजे नारळाच्या वड्या थोडक्यात. तर so the fresh coconut is mixed with the khanda sita, and if you give little cardamom to that, and that narikela khandapak is an excellent mausa dhatu tonic. Or kushmanda valeha, that is कोहळ्याच्या वड्या. So these are the very simplest things which are there in our house, but we should change our lookout towards them, and we should incorporate that in our children's diet and day-to-day practice. Then only it will help us for the longer period.
Thank you. In this question, I think the practical sports nutrition is coming out with all our panelists, where Dr. Tejas ma'am has given the philosophy behind it, how to calculate the energies, and with every player's need, their time, their intensity of their training, their duration of their training. Prakash sir has given about how to use it in longer duration athletes, and Urmila ma'am has given the excellent recipes. So here we see how both sciences go hand in hand, and we can give better options to athletes. So with this, with addition to this, Manda, Peya, Vilepi, all the Ladu formations which are having the cereals plus pulses combination, all this can give the required energy or nutrition required for any athlete to perform during their competitions and during their preparations as well. So I would like to take the discussion ahead.
Yes, definitely. One more thing to add to this is our Rutucharya, which is mentioned in Ayurveda. It has got means various things to be followed, which are really helpful for the players during their performance. Carrying the discussion forward, one more thing which is very common in society, specifically in young generation, some misconceptions or malpractices about gym goers. Now gym are open, what we can say, in metro cities they are open 24 hours, or what we can say, working gym. Means in offices they have got a gym. Means whenever you get time, you can attend the gym and then back to work. Means this moment you are at work, next moment you are in the gym. Means this is not the practice for gym or Vyayam. Means Vyayam has got a very specific what we can say importance in our life, and it has got its some rules and regulations. So I would like to hear from our panelists what is the role of means how should it be practiced, and what is your guidance to our gym goers? Yeah.
Nowadays it is a fashion to go for a gym, and I regularly observing that they are transparent gyms, and we can able to see them performing their workouts in gym after 5 p.m., 6 p.m., 7 p.m. I would like to tell that Vyayam should be performed in the morning itself. If you will see the Dinacharya Adhyay, all the Dinacharya regimes are for the reducing of kapha only. Brahma Murti Uttishtet means if you will awake at the time of Brahma Murta, kapha will not accumulate in your body. That is the first indication. Brahma Murti Uttishtet. Then you will say the Udvartan, Vyayam, all these things are Malamutra Visarjan, excretory functions are going on. So during Vyayam also, Sveda excretion is there. So this timing is much important. And according to me, like we are giving emphasis on Vata only, that Vata is having predominance in formation of diseases. It is true, but to maintaining the health, the more important than Vata is, I think, Kapha. If you will able to reduce the Kapha, then only you will maintain your health. So Vyayam should be performed in the morning only and should not be performed in the evening, because early morning you are fresh and you are getting appropriate rest in the night. So performing Vyayam you can do very well.
In addition to Nilesh sir's question, as supplements, people start going to gym, on second day they start taking whey protein. Along with that, once they start gymming, they start with a lot of eggs in their diet. So whether it is advisable and how it is ati yog of any ahara dravya is not good. I would like to ask Tejas ma'am first about this, and then Urmila ma'am to add on that.
Yes, so very true. People come to me and they have on their list 6 eggs in the morning, 6 in the evening. And when I ask them, do you eat the whole egg? They will say, no, I eat only the white part. Why? Because the yolk has fat. But they never know that yolk has ample of other important nutrients, and throwing away the yolk is not always necessary. So instead of having 12 eggs in a day, they can do good with 2 whole eggs in a day. That's equally good. Equally and even more satiating. So they will feel full better than having just egg whites. Egg is just one part of it. Second part of the story is about chicken. So in the morning, evening, they will have boiled chicken. And such diets are very short lasted. They have very short life. They will do it for a couple of days, maybe for a few months, and then they'll stop it because they get bored of these diets. It becomes very expensive to follow such diets, and they lose their interest in it. So, as I previously said, the diet should be long lasting. If you follow something for long duration, then only you are able to have the benefits of that diet. So rather than doing such extreme diets or extreme changes in the diet, go slow. And basically first I always say you calculate your requirement. Do you really need such huge amount of proteins? So if not, why are you behind it? So first calculate requirements. Otherwise such diets may do more harm than good. Even day one, people will start with vitamin C supplements. Everybody knows post-workout is the time for vitamin C. They will have vitamin E. They will have calcium supplements. They will have protein supplements. But it is already proven that calcium coming from diet, vitamin C coming from diet is better absorbed than supplements. It is better assimilated than coming from supplements. So I always say don't dissect the food. This is like a dissection of food. In biology, we used to dissect an animal and we used to study it differently. So don't dissect the food. The food as a whole is a good packed with all nutrients. So have it as a whole. You will get all important nutrients. So don't dissect vitamin A from carrot. Have carrot. So you will have carrot as well as vitamin A from it. You will have fibers from it. You will have vitamin C from it. You will have water from it, and you will have electrolytes from it. So it's a combination. You are getting n number of nutrients. So why to divide, dissect, and have each nutrient separately? At the end of the day, you need everything. So don't rely on supplements fully. And gym goers, that is not the target group for supplements at all. I always say that.
I request Urmila ma'am to put light on this.
Especially the gym goers, as she said, it's a fashion to start the whey protein or eggs or supplements the very next day. So as I have explained in my lecture, so after going to gym, what is our aim to go and achieve after going to the gym? So the aim is to get health, get good health. That is the aim to go to the gym or to get a good body, which will attract girls actually. That is the more attraction to go to gyms in the youngsters. So after going to gym, it will take some time to increase your Agni, increase your metabolism, and then there will be demand from your body that you need more proteins, you need more food which is high calorie food. So the demand should come from within. So that is very important because nutrition is one of the part and another part is demand from the body. So always there should be matching between the demand and the supply. So if there is demand, then you can give either egg, you can give either udad ki dal, you can give gopiyush, whatever. Is what is there in your house, what is there in your custom, what is there in your culture, you can use that. But the important part is whether that much demand is, so we have to make education of the people regarding this. Whether you really need it, as she said, whether you really need it, after going to gym, whether the Agni is really increasing, then only you start with the Guru Ahar or then you should start with the proteins. So that can be actually educated, and this can be educated through the schools. So therefore we are, as an Ayurved Vyaspit platform, we are training school-going students, Shalaya Abhyaskramat Ayurved. So we teach them what is Agni, what is the body need, how to look within and think whether I am hungry or not, whether I feel like eating or not, whether I feel like drinking water or not. WhatsApp will not decide how much water you should drink. Your body or your Atma should decide how much water I need. So therefore there should be matching between the need and supply. Then the gym course or anyone should follow this principle.
Thank you, ma'am. As we are ending towards the end of this session, I would like to summarize that what our panelists have emphasized on, that we don't eat nutrients, we eat our food. So we have to eat holistically for our body, for our mind, as they have mentioned about the liking, satiety, and all the that pleasure of eating. Everything should be there. We should not punish, and all the diet should be sustainable. So when athlete is living his life for training and performance and everything, so whatever diet he is following, or that should be his part of his lifestyle. That is what we have, our panelists have, and they we have two living examples who are following Ayurveda in their diet and also as their lifestyle, and for supporting their, and that is also scientifically supported by our other two expert panelists. So I would like to, if there are any questions, we can take only with permission of Dr. Advocate Pratibha ma'am. We can take two questions.
We can have two questions because we have one event which is coming up, and we have Jyoti madam also to speak.
Yeah. So we can have only one or two questions.
Yes. Give us one moment.
Good evening, everyone. My question was, is there any effect of three doshas on calorie consumption and macro level of individual? So, if there is any effect, how it affects?
त्यांचं असं म्हणणं आहे की
Should I repeat?
मॅक्रोन्यूट्रिएंट्स कन्झम्पशन आणि त्रिदोष याचा काही कोरिलेशन
आणि calorie consumption.
कॅलरी कन्झम्पशन आणि त्रिदोष असं काही म्हणजे जसं आपण
At large, in general, we can say that Pitta Prakriti people have high metabolic rate. So therefore, whatever they consume, they metabolize it fast. And therefore, Pitta Prakriti people get hunger again and again. So if the husband and wife both are traveling, and one wife is of Pitta Prakriti and husband is of Kapha Prakriti. So morning, if they both of them did the breakfast, and if they couldn't get the lunch, the wife will be restless because she is Pitta Prakriti. She has already metabolized the breakfast. Husband will be cool, and then there will be quarrel in between them. He
Is
will
it
ask,
same?
"एक दिन खाना नहीं मिला तो क्या हुआ?" So metabolic rate is more in the wife. He couldn't understand Ayurveda, and therefore this quarrel is there. So calorie consumption is, of course, it will be more needed by the Pitta Prakriti people. That is what the answer is.
Definitely, madam. I think Dopeshwarkar. Okay, we'll take next question.
Hello.
So mic you.
Second thing, the fat. Specific comments regarding the paneer which is advised, which is available in the market. And second thing, the consumption of the fat, specifically fat, recommended fat means for the athletes or the endurance runners. Sorry, sir.
Yes, about paneer, I always say if it is homemade, it is better, so that you can choose the type of milk you are using for paneer. Mostly the paneer you get outside is paneer made up of buffalo milk, so it will have more fats naturally. It has good amount of proteins, no doubt, and as it comes from milk, it has good quality of proteins too. But sometimes paneer is made at very high temperature outside, so the proteins can be coagulated and can become hard to digest if it is from outside. At home, you can make it very soft and at low flame you can make paneer. And if you make paneer at home, there is one more advantage, that whatever water is left, that can be used as a nutritious supplement, whey water, that has good amount and good type of proteins too. So making paneer at home is a good practice. Those who are concerned about fat can always make paneer with toned milk or low fat milk or cow's milk for that matter. Tofu is another replacement for paneer, which has very less fat but equivalent amount of proteins. Secondly, talking about fats, rather than quantity, I always look at the quality first. The practice we follow in India mostly is we use oils in very large quantities. So if you look at your own oil intake, and if I ask you how much oil do you need per month, so you will tell me that we are 4 members and I require around 4 liters of oil. That's the common answer I have seen. But the requirement for a normal person is half a liter per person per month. And for athletes, it can be more depending on the energy and calorie requirement and fat requirement, of course. But it depends, like it should be individualized. The quality is more important, as I said. You should use different types of oils. And more importantly, I say that rather than refined oils, prefer cold press oils. And rather than that, if you could have your fat from natural sources like nuts and oil seeds, that is even more beneficial, because there again you get all important nutrients along with fat, and fat from seeds is mostly MUFA and omega-3 type of fat, which is considered better.
उर्मिला मॅडम साठी प्रश्न आहे.
एकच मिनटं. I would like to add something in that. As I mentioned that fat is the good source of energy, and nowadays I'm trying to improve myself in my pre-workout diet with a fat, about 8 to 10 grams Siddha Grutam, as I mentioned that Dhanvantar Grutam and Sukumar Grutam, prior to workout, I am going to take that much amount of grutam, and I am going to assess myself how much I am improving or not, because fat is giving sustainable energy during your workout.
मॅडम, डाएट आणि सप्लिमेंटच्या संदर्भातला प्रश्न होता की जसं बूस्ट, बोर्नविटा हे खेळाडूंसाठी ॲडला दाखवतात, तर आपण असं काही आयुर्वेदिक प्रिपरेशनचं जे यंगर किंवा नवीन खेळाडू ग्राउंडवर येतात की जेणेकरून 5 वर्षापासून तर 14 वर्षापर्यंत त्यांना जर आयुर्वेदिक प्रिपरेशन असं काही बनू शकतो की बुवा दिलं तर त्याला त्याचा फायदा होईल पुढे भविष्यात?
There are supplements like that. Shatavari Kalpa is there. Most of the companies, they prepare various things actually. So we can definitely use Ashwagandha, Shatavari, Brahmid. There are so many actually.
And actually we have a lot of diversity in Ayurveda about this. So we can have so many combinations which can be used for athletes. It is a very innovative concept you have come up with. So we can have more discussion on that, and we can.
I want to add one thing. Actually, Medcoot is a one thing,
yes,
which is a very good protein source and which is heavy, easy to digest. So on the simple rice, if we can put a pinch or 2 pinches of Medcoot along with the ghee, it's an excellent source of nutrition. So it's bhajani and Medcoot.
Yes.
These two things are there in every kitchen. So they are a very good source of, instead of pizza, if you introduce bhajani ka pizza or Medcoot ki bhajia to the your children, then it will be a good source and health be and taste be. So so that can be done very wisely. So it's not so that Ayurveda always recommends only bland things and the things which are not very good in taste. But taste and health both can be incorporated in such a way.
Thank you very much.
Just one small tip. The supplements you just mentioned, Boost and Bonvita, are not really supplements. They supplement only sugar and they supplement disease and not health.
Very true.
Yes. Thank you very much. As a common person, I was here present for the whole day. And if you ask me what is my takeaway, so 2 takeaways which I definitely would like to tell is that cure lies with Mother Nature and not in the hands of physician. I'm sorry to say that, but this was my takeaway. And the best takeaway, I think, was that the great thing about Ayurveda is that the treatment always has and yielded side benefits and not side effects. So now I call upon our chairperson, Vaidya Jyoti ji, to give her concluding remarks. And thereafter, with one announcement, thereafter, friends, we have got snacks and tea down where we had lunch. So please enjoy that and join us for the sports demonstration.
Good evening, everybody. बहुत ही इंफॉर्मेटिव ऐसा सेशन ये हो गया है और इस सेशन का कंक्लूजन करना तो बहुत डिफ़िकल्ट है. योग में या भगवद गीता में एक श्लोक कहा है, युक्ताहार विहारस्य युक्त चेष्टस्यु कर्मसु युक्त स्वप्नावबोधस्य योग भवति दुःखः. दुःख हमारा जो दुख है, वेदना है, पीड़ा है, जो भी कुछ है, वो दूर करने वाला जो योग है, यो आयुर्वेद है, ये कैसा होना चाहिए? तो युक्ताहार, वो आहार भी युक्ति प्रमाणकृत होना चाहिए. विहार यानी जो व्यायाम एक्सरसाइज है वो भी योग्य प्रमाणकृत होना चाहिए. जो कुछ हम हलचल करते हैं, चेष्टा करते हैं, जो कर्म करते हैं, योग्य होना चाहिए. और जो हम निद्रा लेते हैं वो भी योग्य प्रमाण में होना चाहिए. तो हमारे स्पोर्ट्समैन बहुत अच्छी तरह अपना सुचारू रूप से कर्म कर सकते हैं. जो हमारा जो स्पोर्ट्समैन में एक जो एनर्जी लेवल है, जो ऊर्जावान होना चाहिए, वो ऊर्जावान इस डाइट से हो सकते हैं. जैसे प्रकाश ठोंबरे सर ने बताया है कि वो जब एथलीट करके वो आते थे, उसके बाद वो घी लेते थे. जो रसायन है, जो हमारा सब रस रक्त मांस मेद अस्थि मज्जा शुक्र और ओजो धातु तक उसका संवर्धन करता है और तत्काल सद्गत तर्पण करता है। ये बहुत ही अच्छा ऐसा डाइट है। जैसे हमारे घर में जब हम थककर घर में आते थे तो हमारी माँ हमें जो साय कहते हैं हम लोग, दूध की जो मलाई कहते हैं, वो मलाई और शक्कर देती थी और उसी से तुरंत पाँव दुखना बंद होते थे। तो ये छोटा छोटा जो प्रमाण है वो बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट है। जैसे हमें कुछ हमारा वेट बढ़ाना है तो हम सुबह सुबह थोड़ा सा मक्खन और तिल खा सकते हैं। अप्पा शास्त्री साठे जी ने एक बहुत अच्छा योग बताया था कि जिसको वज़न बढ़ाना है, जो कुछ स्पोर्ट्समैन होते हैं वज़न बढ़ता नहीं है, और सुबह सुबह बावड़ेकर जी ने बताया कि हम लोग उन्हें कुछ ऐसे केला और दूध ऐसे विरुद्धान्न भी देते हैं, लेकिन उसी की जगह हम उस पेशेंट को शिंगाड़े, जैसे मैडम ने बताया पंचामृत, ये बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट है। और जो हमारा कैल्शियम लेवल बढ़ने के लिए हमारे पास सुन्याची निवळी हे अतिशय सुंदर असं कॅल्शियम आहे आणि ते जर आपण आपल्या स्पोर्ट्समॅनला दिलं तर त्यांची हाडं अतिशय उत्तम मजबूत बनू शकतात। आणि अभी अभी उन्होंने पूछा कि जो हम सुबह सुबह क्या ले सकते हैं, जो स्पोर्ट्समैन है वो नागली का जो सत्व होता है वो जिसमें मैक्सिमम सोर्स ऑफ कैल्शियम है, मैक्सिमम सोर्स ऑफ आयरन है, वो हम सुबह सुबह ले सकते हैं। उसी से हमारा कैल्शियम और आयरन भी फुलफिल हो सकता है। मखाना या जो पायसम जो है वो पायसम बहुत इम्पॉर्टंट है। हमारे घर में खिरी ज्या व्हायच्या, गव्हाची खीर आहे, तांदळाची खीर आहे, हे अतिशय अतिशय उत्तम आहे आणि ते आपण घेऊ शकतो। सद्य तर्पण करने के लिए दाढ़ी मावलेह जैसा उत्तम जो टॉनिक है वो नहीं है, तो सद्य तर्पण के लिए दाढ़ी मावलेह बहुत ही अच्छा है। जब हम बहुत थक जाते हैं, हमें बहुत प्यास लगती है और उस प्यास लगने के बाद हमारे पास पानी भी नहीं है, तो हम क्या कर सकते हैं? तो उसी वक्त योग साधना बहुत ही इम्पोर्टेंट है। जैसे हम शीतकारी प्राणायाम और शीतली प्राणायाम से हमारा डिहाइड्रेशन फुलफिल कर सकते हैं, ये भी बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट है। तो बहुत ही अच्छा ये सेशन हो गया। जैसे मरियन मैडम ने बताया है कि सी वाटर उन्होंने यूज़ किया, वो बहुत ही इम्पोर्टेंट है डिहाइड्रेशन रिहाइड्रेट होने के लिए। और एक रसाभ्यास हमारे आयुर्वेद में बताएं वो नहीं होना चाहिए, इसीलिए हमारा जो भारतीय संस्कृति ने जो बताया है षड रसात्मक आहार वो बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट है, और वो लेने के बाद हम तंदुरुस्त और अच्छा बन सकते हैं। तो हमारा जो धन्वंतरि के एक हाथ में जो अमृत का कलश है उसमें सब दिनचर्या है, ऋतुचर्या है, डाइट है, हाँ, और रसायन चिकित्सा है, और ये सब हमारे पास है, इसीलिए हम स्वस्थ हो सकते हैं। तो स्पोर्ट्समैन, डिज़ाइनर स्पोर्ट्समैन हम बना सकते हैं, और इसीलिए ये सब सेशन बहुत ही इम्पोर्टेंट था। मैं आपका सबको बहुत धन्यवाद देती हूँ और बहुत अच्छा सेशन आपने रन किया, तो थैंक यू वेरी मच। नमस्कार।
वैद्य त्रिलोक धोपेश्वरकर आर हियर, yeah, and he wants to add some. Sir, क्या ना?
सध्याचा जमाना बिझनेसचा आहे आणि आयुर्वेद हा तर जगत कल्याणासाठी उत्पन्न झालेला आहे। आत्ताला इथं डायसवर असणाऱ्या प्रत्येकाने एकही गुपित स्वतःच्या ताब्यात न ठेवता तुम्हाला प्रदान केलेलं आहे। तर जेवढे स्पोर्ट्समन आहेत किंवा जेवढे क्रीडा क्षेत्रातले आहेत त्या क्रीडा क्षेत्रातल्या लोकांनी ह्या माहितीचा जास्तीत जास्त उपयोग करून त्यांच्या क्रीडापटूंना, त्यांच्या घरच्यांना, त्यांच्या जवळच्यांना ही माहिती द्यावी। आणि जेवढे वैद्य आहेत त्या सर्वांनी आपापल्या चिकित्सालयात येणाऱ्या सर्व क्रीडापटूंना, इवन सामान्य रुग्णांना पण ह्या माहितीच्या आधारे अधिकाधिक स्वस्थ करावं। प्रथम उत्तम नागरिक होण्याची स्वस्थ नागरिक होण्याची गरज आहे. त्याच्या पुढे स्वस्थ नागरिकातनं पुढे उत्तम खेळाडू निर्माण होणार आहेत. तर या सर्व पॅनलिस्टचा मी अत्यंत आभारी आहे, कारण त्यांनी हातचं काही न राखता आयुर्वेदाची सर्व गुपितं कुठलाही बिझनेस मनात न आणता तुमच्या सगळ्यांपुढे उघडी केलेली आहेत. आपल्या सगळ्यांच्या वतीने आणि अथर्व आयुर्वेद प्रसारणेच्या वतीने या सर्वांचे धन्यवाद.
थँक्यू सो मच धोपेश्वरकर सर.
Thank you so much. We close for the day. Two again important announcements. I am repeating. Participants who want to express their views tomorrow should give their names to Vaidya Deepti Dharmadhikari. Her phone number is 9370720502. Once again, Dr. Deepti Dharmadhikari, 9370720502. And all those who have brought their posters, they must submit it physically, either with Mr. Anand Birazdar, or if they have left it at their rooms or hotels, tomorrow you can just come and put them at the registration counter. Anand Birazdar, his phone number 9960007589. Just like today, tomorrow again we'll be starting our session very much in time. So see you all tomorrow morning in this hall, and right now for the snacks, and thereafter join us for the sports demonstration. Thank you very much.
छान झालं मॅडम तुमचं लेक्चर पण मस्त.